Let's ride.
Everyone can boost their digital confidence with NordVPN. All it takes is one simple click. NordVPN will block online trackers, hide your virtual location, and secure your devices from malware-infected files during downloads. It will also detect malicious websites. So catch the Black Friday deal for a 1 or 2 year plan at NordVPN.com and get 3 months for free. NordVPN, cybersecurity built for every day.
It's bow time. Why are Bojangles Chicken Supremes called Supremes? Well, with golden crispy chicken tenderloins this juicy, tender, and full of bold flavor, what else would you call them? Superbs? Nah, that would be weird. Get your Chicken Supremes combo today with a scratch-made biscuit, your choice of fixin', legendary iced tea, and have you heard there's a new sauce in town? Try our new creamy buffalo sauce when you get a Chicken Supremes combo today. It's bow time.
Your vehicle is a big part of your life. That's why you should trust the team at Greenville Auto World for all your vehicle needs. Greenville Auto World believes in fair prices, superior service, and treating customers right. Visit greenvilleautoworld.net to see their fully stocked inventory of SUVs, trucks, and cars. Need a lift kit, custom rims, or wheels? Greenville Auto World can upgrade your vehicle today. For sales or service, visit Greenville Auto World on Highway 43 in Greenville.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville, do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers.
Do you find it hard to stay healthy during the holidays? You're not alone. The secret is in all in what you eat. At Kinetic Physical Therapy and Wellness, we have certified dietitians to provide you with accurate advice on the eating plan and lifestyle choices that you need to make to help you live well. You need more than just an internet search to be able to get a plan that fits your unique needs. Your dietitian will customize an eating plan that is specific to your goals, your budget, and your lifestyle while providing coaching along the way. Sign up today at kptonline.com.
This is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. If you're looking to purchase a home, it is still a great time, and being pre-qualified before you begin shopping is an advantage. At Angel Oak, we offer a wide variety of programs ranging from conventional, government, and portfolio loans that can fit most financial situations. To get started, contact our experienced team of Talbot Green, Braxton Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250, Equal Housing Lender.
Familia on Fire Tower Road in Winterville has a brand new updated menu. Open from 4 to 9 Tuesday through Saturday and 11 to 9 on Sundays, Familia has a variety of pizza combinations and classic Italian dishes that are sure to tackle your taste buds. Enjoy Thirsty Thursdays with $3 drafts with several local brews on tap. And who doesn't love brunch? Familia has Sunday brunch from 11 to 2. Follow Familia on social media for their pizza of the week for just $12. Visit online at familianc.com. Familia, that's Italian for family.
Every team knows that the two-point play can be a winning move. That's why I'm here. State Farm agent Timothy Sawyer and my team are here to help you go for two by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call that saves you time and money. So go for the win and score some savings by combining your home and auto. It's just another way we're here to help life go right. Call me, Timothy Sawyer, at 493-0002 today.
Hey, Ellerbe, have you tried our new menu at Clean Eats?
I was planning on going there today. Tell me what's new.
First of all, you're going to love our new melts. A melts is a quesadilla folded over like a sandwich full of things like beef and queso and chicken parm.
Scott, tell me you got more.
Man, I do. We have pretzel bites with queso, our fabulous meat and taters wrap, and we even have Clean Eats mac and cheese, complete with beef or chicken on top.
It all sounds awesome. I'm going to head over there now.
Fantastic. I hope to see everybody at Clean Eats, 805 Red Banks Road, Arlington Village.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington.
Can you be quiet, please? Thank you.
Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
There's local politics, bud.
I want to shake his hand. I want to shake his hand. I want to shake your hand.
Was that supposed to be funny?
Get these clowns out of here.
Why would they do that?
You were having a freaking game.
Dude. It's a cocky bunch, man.
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Welcome into a Tuesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock here with you inside the Pirate Radio studios, coming to you today on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. You can still find us on 1250, 930, also online, pr927fm.com. And watch the show on Facebook Live and on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, like the stream, and chime in on what you'd like to discuss on this Tuesday. Happy basketball night to those who celebrate. The Pirates, Mike Schwartz, first game as the head coach tonight in Minges Coliseum. They take on Mercer. I told you yesterday I was a little bit nervous about this game. I saw the line. I'm even more nervous about this game tonight. We will discuss that in moments. We will talk about it with our guest coming up at 3:30. We've got a great lineup today of bald men. Maybe the best bald lineup we've ever had on Pirate Radio Live. 3:30, Michael Perry joins us, former coach at East Carolina, now Jeff Charles's partner in crime on the broadcast, as he'll be calling the action tonight. Coach Perry joins us to talk hoops at 3:30. At 4 o'clock, the play-by-play voice of the Cincinnati Bearcats and Cincinnati Bengals, Dan Hovard, will join us on the show. He just called 5 Joe Mixon touchdowns on Sunday. Also saw Cincinnati knock off Navy, and now the Bearcats will try to continue their home winning streak, second longest in the nation behind Clemson. They have not lost a home game since November 10th, 2017. It was a Friday night to Temple, and now the Pirates will try to snap that streak coming up on a Friday night. So we'll talk some Bearcats football with Dan Hovard, and then at 4:30, Mike Mullis will join us here in the Pirate Radio studios talking all things sports. Bryce Williams, former Pirate tight end, will join us at 5 to talk football and go Pirate Radio outdoors. Shirley Rhodes is here. Intern Pete, stepping up on the video production today. And inside the Pirate Radio studios, we have Jonathan Ellerbe. Hello, Ellerbe.
What's up, Clipper? Did Bryce Williams shave his head?
Nah, the bald streak ends with Mully.
Okay.
We got a great run of 3 guests that are bald. His hair is a lot shorter now than it was when he played, but it is not bald.
Greatest day in Pirate Radio with bald guests is what you're saying.
I think this is the best bald lineup we've had. 3 heavy hitters.
Do you think someone that could be in this building could be upset that he's not on the show today?
Could be. I mean,
not a part of the greatest bald lineup of all time.
Well,
the best of all time.
Yeah, it worked out that way.
It just did.
Apologies to Troy D.
Bald broadcasters.
And filling in for Willie Smith, we needed a former player to join us, Ellerbe, because we're just a bunch of non-athletic talking heads. We needed an athlete to join us here in Willie's absence. So Chandler Honeycutt stepping up, former center and long snapper, joins us here on the show. Hello, Chandler.
What's up, Clipper? And what a great taste of athletes that you have. What a great decision on the substitute for Willie Smith to have Chandler Honeycutt, former long snapper for the Lakewood Leopards.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of similarities here. Just, you think of Willie Smith and the offensive line, and you think of Chandler, and, hey, Chandler, how you doing?
Yeah, not much on my resume, but I do take pride in being a former long snapper.
And I'm a former long snapper, so.
Yeah, thank you, Chandler. A former almost walk-on to ECU football.
Yes.
You came the closest out of any of us to getting on the ECU football team.
Yeah, I put on a practice jersey. They had me out there. I bet I snapped about 50 footballs that day.
Who looked at you?
Shannon Moore.
Shannon Moore?
Yeah.
Just one day?
Yeah, it was at night.
Oh, so it was one night.
It was one day at night, Ellerbe.
Yeah, it was that night. I mean, they started the process of like getting your height and weight and all that, and it was daytime at that moment. But
did it take them a long time to weigh and measure you?
There was a lot of guys out there trying to walk onto the football team. There was probably over 50 guys out there trying to walk on.
Did any of them that make the team? Like any notables?
Not that I have no idea.
Just like
Justin Hardy wasn't out there?
No.
All right, fair enough. All right, chime in if you'd like. Robert giving us scores on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Da Buck.
Da Buck.
He says Norfolk State women won last night 125-19. Thank you for that score update, Robert. I would say that was a blowout.
Wow.
Rick Cantor says, cue the basketball pep band music. Bam, 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 bam. Wow, that's the song we were just singing.
Have we looked ahead at any of the holiday schedule to see when the band and the students may be out of town to have you guys fill in?
I would love to do that on a mic. We would a cappella the band.
The pep band usually doesn't come for the first few games, right? Or they're there?
They should be there. It's during like the Christmas break.
Where are they going to be?
All right. Well, I was about to say they better be. Well, I'm not going to even have you there tonight, even if they weren't there.
I will be missing tonight, and that also makes me nervous.
Clip Brock, you said you're nervous for the basketball team on Tuesday night. Where are your nerves level? ECU football versus ECU basketball.
Chandler, do you remember my statement yesterday?
He made a statement yesterday.
I said.
Well, first of all, we asked him this.
Are you nervous? So I am more nervous about tonight's game than I am Friday night's game. I feel better about ECU going to Cincinnati and winning a football game than I do about ECU winning at home against Mercer tonight.
Do you feel like the Mercer game is not going to be close, or
yeah, it's going to be close. It's going to be 63-59. Mercer is going to win tonight.
Are you serious, Clark?
Yeah, I am. Unfortunately, I am.
You're going with the Mercer Bears? Is that right?
By the way, Mercer is a 1.5 point favorite.
Yeah, that makes me nervous too. Mercer is a favorite in this game on the road over East Carolina.
Man.
Yeah. So, but the good news is I don't know anything. I don't know who's starting.
I don't think anybody knows except the personnel of this basketball program.
You know it's bad when Cy Seymour doesn't know.
He doesn't even know what's
He
going
said
on.
yesterday, wish he had more for me. He don't have anything for me. Nobody. Does Michael Perry know?
But I can tell you this, Clip. They're going to fight. They're going to fight out there.
I want to know how much Michael Perry knows when we talk to him in 20 minutes. Like, who are the guys that are going to have the ball when it matters, like Tristan Newton last year? I don't know. Who's that guy? Don't know.
Got to go to Minji's and find out.
Go to Minji's.
7 o'clock.
Find out tonight at 7 o'clock. Robert says the specialist. Chandler, add it to your nickname. You're the specialist.
The specialist.
Do a little bit of everything
I like
here.
that.
Producing, on air, sales. You kind of do it all.
I like that.
Ellerbe, send it to the
Janitor.
specialist.
I'm a janitor.
Yeah. Take care of the trash.
I'm the specialist.
You're the specialist. You're
long snapper.
You're a special boy. Troy said you could have had me, former athlete and bald guy, instead of Chandler.
Troy's a former athlete?
Have you not heard about Pirate Radio before?
Yeah.
I mean, he's done it all.
He crushed it in 9-year-old soccer.
Well, I think he said, his dad was the coach, right? So he got on the team and was able to get a ribbon at the end of the year. There it is, all the time. No, Josh Thomas also has a prior engagement.
Oh, no.
This is prior engagement Tuesday. He will not be there rocking in the lower bowl. He is planning to tailgate Saturday and be loud at Minji's. Hey, Josh, I got an idea. How about you come pick up your beer that you won and tailgate with that on Saturday?
Perfect idea.
We have no room to walk around in the kitchen anymore. Come pick up your prizes, people.
Come pick up your beer and tailgate with it on Saturday, and I'll help you drink the beer.
If this was opening day of baseball, would Josh Thomas be busy?
No.
Nah.
This is, Josh, that's a great point. My prior engagement I agreed to before
the schedule came out?
Nah, well, close. I can tell you the date if you really want to know.
I don't.
Okay.
You just said you didn't put ECU basketball as the number one.
No, because this is a paid gig. And I do not get paid to go to ECU basketball games. And one day, I think I probably will be paid to go.
You have been paid to
and
go to
sit front row.
You have,
but not yet.
Okay.
I'll do some PA in December. I guess technically I'll be paid to go there. For that. But I got to chase that green, baby. That green.
It's all about the money.
All about the money. When you have no money, it's all about the money. So I unfortunately will not be there. Chandler will be there with my parents.
Yes, I will. That is true. I will be there with Mr. and Mrs. Brock.
Who are you going to sit next to?
His mother.
You are?
Yeah.
Will you ask to sit in the middle so you can get a flavor of both?
I could. I could be like, hey, hey, I'm scared. Can I sit in between you guys here at the basketball game?
I want you to tweet a picture of you sitting in between the Brocks tonight.
Oh, well, that's done.
Can I go ahead and say, man, I don't want to go ahead and spoil it, but
It's not that funny.
I mean, I think it is.
Okay.
I was planning on taking a selfie with Mr. and Mrs. Brock tonight and then tweeting out and saying, hey, Clip, say, hey, at tweeting Clip. My mom and dad said you can come over Saturday night, but bring nice clothes because we're going to church on Sunday.
Ellerbe?
Man, you've been at Troy D. Joke School?
Hey, speaking of the devil, did your vibes of Troy rub off on you there?
He couldn't help it. All
right, folks, so stay tuned for that awesome tweet coming up later tonight. It is going to go viral, and you can be one of the first to like it coming up. What time are you planning on shooting that baby off, Chandler?
Probably around 7:20ish.
All right, 7:20ish. Be ready. The world is going to change.
You know how many more people are joining Twitter right now?
Sign up now.
People are dumping like Facebook and like downloading the app.
People are paying $8 to join Twitter so they can retweet Chandler's tweet tonight.
Now, I do think if you send that picture from their couch later tonight, now that might be a different story. It might take it up a whole notch that you are actually their new kid.
That would be strange. All right, we put out the bald signal, and he showed up. Troy D is here.
Thought it was important to be a part of this historic moment, Clip.
Are you emotional?
I'm just a little sad I wasn't included on this on the get-go. I had to barge my way in here. How about Chandler? Not knowing I was an athlete, I was a little disappointed in you there too, son.
All right, what
sports?
What former sport did you play?
All types of sports. Tennis athlete, soccer athlete.
Except like the ones that normal people play, like baseball, basketball, football.
Yeah. I did play basketball, Clip.
Well, you see, I'm gonna do you like you do, Shirley. We have nothing in common.
Millbrook
we can't
Exchange
get. You
Park.
play tennis. See, I don't like tennis. We can't get.
I played a lot of country club sports.
Yeah.
You just said you played at a park?
Millbrook Exchange. It was a city league. Don't you know where where Millbrook Exchange?
So your parents,
two Raleigh boys know where that's
so your parents paid for you to play basketball somewhere?
The Wolverines. It was awesome.
Where everyone made the team.
Yeah.
Okay. Athlete, absolutely.
Oh yeah, those were the days.
Well, have you gotten over your illness?
Yeah, I feel good. My voice is still a little funky.
I was talking about daylight savings.
This might be the cause of this.
It was not lost on me that Troy D took the day off, like a national Troy D holiday after daylight savings.
I mean, I didn't think about that, but it might be the reason behind this.
I mean, Troy won't say how old he is, but it's been a good 5 decades that he's had to deal with daylight savings, and he still can't handle it.
It's getting worse as I get older.
But that is something that I think 99.9% of the world can agree on. Is that it has to go. Nobody likes it being dark at 5 o'clock.
Hey, suck up. Calm down.
I mean,
this is one issue we can all agree on, for real. In a divided country, this is something we can all unite behind. In fact, it passed the Senate with unanimous support. It's the jacklegs in the House that won't bring it up for a vote. So after today, that might change, and they may go ahead and vote and pass it, where there is no more daylight savings time.
No more daylight savings time. Or you could just enjoy life as it is.
And that's why I wrote Troy's name on the ballot today.
Soil and water is a step.
I know.
Next year, next time, I'm actually put my name on the ballot.
Troy D, you nervous for ECU basketball tonight?
No, I think they got it. They will beat Mercer.
Will Troy D be there?
I'm planning on it. I got to check with the boys.
You know it's going to be dark at 7 o'clock.
It is depressing. Even Bryce was saying,
there's going to be lights on in Minji's.
He goes, we're lucky if we have 90 minutes of sunlight out when school lets out. Even he's figured it out.
Does that hurt him when he's on his couch playing on his
When you're playing Xbox inside, it's nice to have light coming
when you're a family of
I can't see Call of Duty straight.
I'm sick of all these night games in Madden. I want a day game, man.
Dad, can I take off school tomorrow so I can have a little day game, you know?
So, it's in his DNA.
It's a family of athletes.
We are planning to hopefully be there, yes.
Planning to hopefully, I'm going to say no. I'm going to say that's a no.
That's not a no. In fact, I think Hunter's going correct, so they'll probably want to see their buddy.
We're definitely going.
Yeah, I mean, he's going.
Well, yeah, I'm committed. You're interested.
I mean, they're probably, hopefully, definitely going.
I'm 100% definitely possible.
Man, these bald other guys are going to have a tough act to follow.
Well, I don't want to miss Schwartz's first game because I know I'm going to see Coach And when I talk to him, I don't want him to go, were you there? And I don't want to say no.
So get this one out of the way, then you won't have to go the rest of the year.
Well, pardon me.
That's all right.
What a rookie broadcaster. I mean,
he's an athlete. He's not really an on-air guy.
No, you're right. I don't want to. That way I can say, yeah, I was there.
You can't tell him that you were definitely maybe trying to go.
And I want to see what this new Pirate team looks like. There's so much uncertainty. Nobody knows anything.
Nobody knows nothing.
I listened to Side Talk yesterday.
Including Saucy.
Doesn't have a clue.
I wish I could tell you more.
But he can tell you they're going to fight.
Yeah, they're going to fight.
Now listen.
Listen. He did drop that a couple times.
He said look and listen several times during that conversation.
And I'll tell you, buddy.
Now, Side doesn't know. What do you think Michael knows? Michael Perry don't know anything.
I'm hoping he saw some practices and can give me something.
I bet he doesn't have a clue.
All right, well, maybe I'll just bump him.
No, I don't think
have you on.
Don't try to lump everybody into your
You're a basketball
world.
guy. Maybe we'll just have you on instead of Michael Perry.
I think if Cy cannot answer these questions, I don't think anyone else can.
All right.
That's my guess.
Well, folks, don't tune in to the next interview. It's going to suck.
No, tune in to hear my prediction confirmed.
You want to sell our Dan Horde conversation and Mully coming up too?
Oh, I know what Mully's going to say.
What's that?
What he always says.
The opposite of what you're thinking.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So when you ask Michael Perry coming up, you're going to say, hey, you're going to be there? He's going to say, hopefully, probably.
Yes. He did pick up a credential today from here. So I
heard Ellerbe and his son are going to be there, so we might try to make it.
There was basketball in Minji's last night. Congratulations, Kim McNeil's Pirates get off to a good start with a 71-35 win over South Carolina State, and Farmville Central freshman Maya Joyner finished the game with 12 points, 8 rebounds last night. So good opener last night in Minji's.
Yeah, always good to get some W's.
Is Mully a basketball guy? I mean, I know he's a baseball guy.
Unlike you, he actually was on the high school. He played basketball.
So he does like basketball?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's actually an athlete, or was in his time.
And a former last year was a guest with us in Section 213.
That is correct.
For the Memphis game, which he left early.
Wasn't Mully like Jeff McGinnis was his?
Yeah, Jeff McGinnis was his teammate.
High school teammate.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Cool. Yeah. All right. Anything else, Jordy?
No. Good.
Good.
I might see you tonight. Are you going, Clip? No, you're not. So I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, it's not yes or no. Definitely.
I'm definitely not going.
He committed to no.
Yeah. I feel strongly we'll probably be there.
Do you feel stronger about you being there or ECU winning the game? What are you more confident in?
Oh, I think ECU definitely wins.
Okay, so that's a definite.
I really like our chances tonight.
If not, you'll go to the next 10 games.
Probably.
Maybe so.
All right.
Yeah, but I'd like to be there and see it. See what's new, under this new regime. Does the band play new songs?
No.
No.
And I kind of like the classics now. I don't want them to change.
You have no choice.
I kind of like the tunes.
Good. They're fine.
Yeah. No, I went there early one game to record them all so we'd have them here, which is, I love.
Yeah, that was 15 years ago, and now they're the same.
Still relevant, Clip.
They play.
It's kind of like Jimmy Buffett. It never goes out of style.
They play Rage Against the Machine, Snoop Dogg, all the
Will
hits.
they throw a Crazy Ivan in tonight and have a new one?
Like the song we just played from the Pep Band that we have recorded. That might be the first thing they play tonight. If you want to put a wager on it, we can.
That was from Doggy Style, 1993, Snoop Doggy Dogg. So we're about 30 years. Yeah. 30 years in.
Still works.
Hey, never gets old.
And don't you find yourself tapping to it with your toe a little bit? Dun 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 dun.
Every time. Whoa. We've got a
former basketball player,
former hooper in the house early.
How many athletes can we have in one building here?
I don't know if he's coming in here or doing something else.
Place is just getting packed.
Mike Mullis will join us later. How do you feel about Friday?
I felt very confident in ECU on Friday.
I like our chances. I think we're playing with house money at this point, and all the pressure's on them. And I think we're just kind of playing.
I was really kind of surprised that to read, the Pirates have lost 4 in a row to Cincinnati, 10 of the last 11. I kind of feel kind of the same vibe away UCF. I kind of feel like the Pirates are going to flip the script on a Friday night and get a W in Cincinnati. And then I feel really good about the Houston and Temple games after that as well. I think the most bizarre thing to come out of the Houston game will be if the Pirates get that 11 a.m. kickoff on ESPN2, because that will be a interesting tailgate scene, interesting crowd scene.
I mean, it'll just be lucky to get people at the game that are at that point. Forget the tailgate.
No, don't forget the tailgate. I think it'll be interesting to see who are the people that are going to come out and tailgate for an 11 a.m.
And I know that's a terrible kickoff time. Selfishly, for my own self-interest, I'm rooting for it. But as far as attendance and people, they would hate that. It would cause a stir. People would be like upset with ECU and John Gilbert about it when it's not their control at all.
Well, Troy's pulling for it. You'd be home before dark.
Yeah, true. In this day and age, I think most people know ECU athletics has nothing to do with kickoff times.
It's funny you say that because you dumb down everything we do here, and you think people understand that? Have you seen like the comments and everything?
Well, maybe I'm giving our people too much credit then.
Yeah, I mean,
am I?
I think so.
Okay, then dumb it down again, Clip.
People don't understand that these kickoff times are not given by East Carolina.
Okay, that's why I say that often. Stuff we take for granted.
The people I talk to.
Yeah.
People I talk to don't understand that.
People I talk to realize it now.
Wow.
I'm talking to different people.
I guess so.
Realize it now.
Your people have gotten smarter over the last week.
I need your people to talk to my people.
Apparently so. We need a meeting held. But if ECU goes to the ESPN Plus, which would probably happen if they lose to Cincinnati,
then they have some leverage on that.
Then they have all the leverage. They decide what time the kickoff is, which they would probably make it 3:30, 4 o'clock probably.
Yeah.
I think I was always kind of pulling for a 4 o'clock Houston kickoff. I think it would be good tailgating. If the
that is an option, right?
That is
on
option.
ESPNU.
Between the 11 o'clock or 4 o'clock.
I think I had us at that 4 o'clock ESPNU slot, and I thought that would be a good one. Senior day, get a lot of people out there. Beautiful day. So, 7th home game. So, let's pull for hopefully that. I mean, if it's 11, it's 11. But certainly, I think it would just be just like how weird it was that day. The game got canceled against A&T, and we played on Sunday. And just walking around the stadium, that it should just be kind of.
You know what I thought about that? It would probably have that type of vibe to it, where it almost doesn't it feels weird.
But we're going to get that slot if we win the game.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So it would be the biggest game in Dowdy Ficklin Stadium in years.
A long time.
And it would be senior day for Holden Ahlers, Miles, Xavier. So it would have
for their family
major implications. Yeah. But with that kickoff time, would the people show up?
Well, I mean, if Pirate Nation wants to say that they're the best, then they need to show up. I mean, that's the bottom line. I mean, it's going to be tough. Tough for out-of-town fans, tough for fans that have other things going on. But, hey, look, it's just the bottom line is if you want to brag about East Carolina University and the loyalty of the fans, then hopefully they'll get a great crowd there. But it's always tough. Those last few games are always real tough.
And I really think this team's good enough to run the table, win these last 3 games. If that happens, puts ECU's record at 9-3. We all know what happened in Navy and State and what should have happened. And if those kicks went in, it would have been an 11-1 season. You know, the last time the Pirates finished 11-1, Clip Rock?
We don't know.
For those that aren't following, let's dumb it down for them. 1991, the dream season. That's what this season could have been.
What's wrong with finishing 9-3?
Nothing. It's a great consolation. I'm just saying that's how close we were to that.
And somehow get to the conference championship.
Mully's face is all of us right now.
I thought this could have been a Peach Bowl-like year.
But it's not. Why even?
Because we're that close from it.
But it's not.
But it almost was.
Who cares?
The Pirates could still.
Does anybody care? It almost was.
We could have been the team of the group of 5 that goes.
But we're not. You keep saying could, almost. Who cares?
Peach Bowl again.
It doesn't matter.
It could have been.
We're not that.
It should have been.
It's not.
Yeah, but you're the only one that cares about that.
I know. You're the only person.
I think other people care.
No.
I think other people would have cared if we finished 11-1 and we're going.
I think people would have cared.
What are you talking about?
I'm just saying it was that close. Is what I'm saying. It's a crazy world of college football. That's assuming we win our next 3.
If they finish,
but if they don't win, they could have won the last 3 and been 11-1.
Well, that's a great point, Cliff.
Thank you.
Thinking like me.
Now I'm on your team.
Yes, thank you for making that point.
It doesn't matter what happens these last 3; they could have been 11-1, guys. I mean,
that'll be the story that'll be told.
And if we went in that Tulane game undefeated, would we have played that game differently and run the table? Finished 12-0. That's what I'm saying was possible.
Pirates finish the season 10-3, bowl champions, and it'll be what could have been.
Yep. Almost.
Right, Troy?
Exactly.
What could have been?
Well stated.
We're military bowl champions. We should be Peach Bowl champions.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
I think we should start hanging banners in here, and it would say like almost 11-1 asterisk lost on a missed field goal, lost in overtime.
Exactly.
Could have been like Peach Bowl.
Yeah.
11-1 asterisk.
You know, a few plays back in '91, and that team could have been like 7-5. You ever thought about it like that?
I look at it as the team should have been undefeated if they didn't get a screwed call at Illinois, you know, with complete BS where they ended up apologizing to East Carolina. It cost us the game. The Pirates would have been 12-0.
All right.
How long's that road on memory lane?
Starts at 91 and goes forward from there.
Well, no, I would say
there's some gaps in between.
I would say right when 92 hits, it kind of veers off and does a U-turn back to 91.
There's a few potholes in that road.
It starts in late August of '91 and ends January 2nd of '92.
Dead end.
Dead end. Dead end road.
All right,
man.
Well, there you go.
We lost all the great moments in the future for ECU football, and Troy lost all his hair after that.
But he does like the Pirates tonight.
I do.
Against Mercer.
Mercer, take it to your bookie.
I think 2-0 this week. Pirates win football too.
That'd be huge.
Love it. Love it.
That'd be
Love
huge.
it.
All right, Ellerbe. We got some PBR.
Yeah.
On a Tailgate Tuesday.
Tailgate Tuesday. Get you ready for Friday night football. The Pirates and the Bearcats. PBR can be yours when we open up the phone lines in just a second.
We will do that right now, Shirley. You want to do caller 4? Let's do 4. 317-1250. Get stocked up for tailgating season with PBR at your favorite retailer. Look for the QR code on the PBR display. Register for a chance to win a PBR cooler full of beer. Game day or any day, all Pirates prefer PBR. We'll give that away now, and we will have Michael Perry. Will he know anything? We'll find out after this.
Nothing.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of pirates. The doors open at noon, 7 days a week. And the Buck has live music every night, along with football. Monday is open mic night, the first Monday of each month. Tuesday, it's karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesday, it's acoustic night. Thursday, it's the dance party with DJ Kid Scene and live music every Friday and Saturday night with the best bands on the East Coast. Follow the Buck on Instagram for information and schedule of events. This season, party like a pirate at the Buck.
The Angus Grill is your premier spot for the best burgers, cheesesteaks, and brisket sandwiches around. Join us for our unmatched variety of burger combinations, from the mushroom bacon Swiss burger to the jalapeno popper burger to the original Angus classic. Pair that burger with our amazing onion rings, tots, fries, or sweet potato fries. Angus Grill, with 4 amazing locations in eastern North Carolina, including Winterville near Pitt Community College, on Jarvis Street in uptown Greenville, and on Statensburg Road near the hospital. It's the best burger around, guaranteed.
Temperatures are in the low 30s at 10 a.m., increasing sharply to 75 degrees by 1 p.m., and then dropping into the teens by 10 p.m. So before you go to work, put on some gloves, pack some shorts, and a parka. That should cover you for the day.
Your heating and cooling take a beating. Guarantee your system is ready when you need it. Call Delcor. Buy a new train system and make no payments until 2023. It's hard to stop a train. With inflation and high gas prices, you don't need another payment. So buy this month and make no payments until 2023. Delcor, the service professionals.
Oh, that's my piece of the shakaroni. That's the biggest one we make.
They've donated $1 from every shakaroni to the Papa John's Foundation.
Dang, that's huge. If the hoop was as big as that pizza, maybe it'd have made some of your free throws. Somebody save me a slice. Where'd he come from?
Hey, Pirate fans, Papa John's is the MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Go Pirates!
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Amanda Houston, and when it came time to make the game-winning play for relaxation at our house, I made the right call to Jamie Lang and Carolina Hardscapes. Jamie and his team built the backyard oasis of our dreams with a beautiful custom paver patio, outdoor lighting, and fireplace. Make your backyard incredible and call Carolina Hardscapes today at 364-1201 or visit their showroom on Fire Tower Road across from Bostic Suck. Go Pirates!
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome inside the booth. November is busy, busy, busy. I'll have some thoughts right after this. Just like Pepsi, Jira Wilson from Jacksonville, born in Eastern Carolina.
This is Landon Minges with Minges Bottling Group. I'm the fourth generation of my family to have the honor of distributing Pepsi-Cola products to my neighbors in eastern North Carolina. For over 75 years, my family has taken pride in this great responsibility, and we are proud to have remained locally owned and operated for over 7 decades. When you purchase a Pepsi in eastern North Carolina, you are supporting your community and keeping those dollars right here in your own backyard. Support local, drink Pepsi. Go Pirates.
Any college play-by-play announcer will tell you that November is the most hectic time of the year. Football and basketball overlap. Take ECU's schedule for Exhibit A. The Pirates will play 3 football games and 8 basketball games this month. 2 of the 3 football games are on the road at Cincinnati on November the 11th and at Temple on November the 26th. The basketball schedule finds 4 games at home and 4 games on the road. The week of November 20th will find 5 games in 6 days. 4 basketball games, including 3 games in 3 days at the Gulf Coast Showcase just outside Fort Myers, a road game at ODU in Norfolk on November the 26th, and the same day the Pirates are at the Lincoln Philly to take on the Temple Owls on the gridiron. It just so happens I will miss just 1 basketball broadcast this year, and that is a rarity. Come on back next time and we'll visit inside the booth.
This is Holt Nailers, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your personal and business needs. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Are you in outside sales and looking for an opportunity to increase your earning potential? CopyPro has been in Eastern North Carolina for over 45 years and continues to grow each year, and they are in need of more sales professionals with a desire to potentially make a 6-figure income. Do you have what it takes? Visit copypro.net today to submit your resume and to learn more. And congratulations to Steve Hill, who is our winner of our PBR Tailgate Tuesday giveaway. Now back to you, Clip.
All right. PBR going to Steve Hill. How about there are only 6 Division I college basketball games tonight? No NBA games on tonight. So if something does go down in Minges, last-second shot, an R.J. Felton highlight dunk, could very well be on SportsCenter tonight because there's not a lot of basketball action going on. There will be in Minges Coliseum, Mike Schwartz's first game as head coach of the Pirates. And joining us to talk about that, Michael Perry, former coach at ECU, now on the call with Jeff Charles. He joins us on the Pit Electric Live line. Coach Perry, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. All is well.
Good to hear, and ready for some hoops tonight, Coach. And you'll have some familiar faces that you saw last year in Brandon Johnson, R.J. Felton, Javon Small, Luigi DeBow, but a ton of new guys on this team. So, Coach, how much have you seen these new guys this offseason? Have you been able to go to practices, get to know them at all? Because a lot of unknowns with this basketball team.
Yes, you're right. It's a lot of unknowns, and I have had a chance to get to some practices to see some of these guys and get a feel for what their strengths and weaknesses are, and just kind of evaluate those guys. As a former coach, but you're right. There are a lot of new faces, as it is with a lot of teams around the country. I mean, it's hard for teams to maintain consistency, and with the new rules, certainly with the transfer portal. There's a lot of new faces on every new roster now.
And that's why when you look at the top of the polls, the top 25 going into the year, you see North Carolina, Gonzaga, Houston, teams like that. Sure, they've got talent, but they have returners. They have stability, and they were able to bring some guys back probably thanks to the NIL, where guys didn't have to go to the G League or go to the draft trying to make some money. They could make a little bit while they're in college. So while there are transfers everywhere, newcomers everywhere, those teams at the top, at least going into this year, Coach, look like the teams that have some familiarity with one another.
Yeah, stability in terms of maintaining a roster that you're familiar with, they're familiar with you, is important. The other factor that's important also is that the formula that seems to work to be successful today is you want to get older, teams with experience. And that's where the transfer portal has helped also. So guys aren't necessarily relying on bringing new freshmen in to be in the rotation. Sometimes, it's advantageous to go out and get a transfer, who's proven that he can be productive at whatever particular level, and he's got a history of it. So you bring in a guy who's probably got 3 or 4 years of Division I experience under his belt, and it makes you an older, more mature team already. And I think that's one of the keys right now in terms of teams being successful is who's more mature, who's more experienced, and putting that group out there and the coaches then forming them into a cohesive unit.
Michael Perry joining us. We talked to Coach Schwartz yesterday. He met with the media one final time before tonight's game and didn't give us a starting lineup and said, and look, some of you coaches don't tell the entire truth when talking to the media guys, but he said, look, we got another practice. We're still waiting to see who is going to step up and be the first 5 on the court, and then we'll determine a rotation from there. So I don't know how much of that is coach speak, Coach Perry. I don't know how much he really believes it, that, hey, who had the best practice leading up to this game, and who are the guys he can count on. We'll see tonight.
Yeah, well, actually, as I've said to a lot of people, and I say this every year, just in a matter of hours, you're going to get all the answers to all the questions for the postcard. So you'll know here shortly who the starters are going to be in a matter of a few hours. So just wait and see. And I like the group that they have. It's a deep unit, a lot of good pieces. And again, a lot of unproven guys also, inexperienced guys. So they're still learning on the fly. And I think every program, except for there are a handful that aren't, but a lot of programs this time of year particularly are work in progress.
Michael Perry joining us, Coach. Of the new faces, any in particular that you're excited to see tonight? Somebody that stood out in practice to you of the newcomers?
To be honest, all of them. I've seen some good things and things that got me excited in practice from almost all of the newcomers, and that's a pretty wide range, but still, it's true. I mean, I've seen some good things in all of the guys. I mean, from the transfers, the Division I transfers that they brought in, and Jaden, and also the little guard from California, Caleb, and the 2 freshman post players, or 3 freshman post players, are all really good and unique in different ways in terms of athleticism, scoring, quick to the ball, rebounding, athleticism above the rim, and also lateral movement, wings with size that can shoot and score at different levels. I mean, there are a lot of good things I've seen in multiple players. So I'm pretty excited about this group.
We're all excited to see Caleb LeCount and if he gets minutes on the court, and how does a guy who's the county player of the year out there in Los Angeles, who averages 30 a game, make it all the way to Greenville, North Carolina? Well, he's 5'8". He's listed at 5'8". He might even be shorter than that, but he's got a major chip on his shoulder. We had him on, talked to him media day, and love his attitude. He's going to give it his all, and he's a very exciting player, Coach. I hope we get to see him in action coming up tonight and moving forward.
Well, one thing that I've found over all the years is a consistency in little guards like that. I had one that played for me at Georgia State, and we nicknamed him King Kong, but they all seem to have the same type of mentality. A lot of confidence, as the young guys say, a lot of swagger, and you have to have that in order to be a good player, a Division I player at 5'8". You're going to have a lot of confidence. You're going to have a lot of swagger. And the kid has total belief in himself, and he makes people around him better. And really excited, for him because at that size, I love seeing how competitive kids like that are.
Talking to Michael Perry, Coach, we saw a little bit of Javon Small last year, and my unexpert opinion on him was he looked a little tentative at times when games were kind of still on the line, but when the game was over, either when East Carolina had the lead or when the Pirates were trailing by a lot towards the end of the game, and he could play kind of without any pressure, he looked really good, really comfortable, really smooth. And I don't know, I feel like we're going to see a leap from Small this year at the guard position. How about the potential of him, Felton, Johnson kind of taking another step after their freshman year last year?
Certainly, that's what you hope to see happen. And you look for signs of that in practice, and then once you start into the gameplay, then that's when you start looking to see that transition happen and actually see a progression. Certainly in the out-of-conference schedule, and then the guys then proceed to progress once you get into conference play. But you're right, Small, was in a tough situation last year. Let's just face it. He was behind a very deep backcourt, some really good players, so he didn't really get a chance to show much in game. But in practice, he looked good. He can shoot the ball with range, but he's a good player who's now, obviously more in a realistic position to be in the depth chart as opposed to last year. And he's a sophomore. He's more experienced now. So there's a progression that's going to happen just by, working hard every day and buying into your physical development with your trainer, and also getting into the gym and getting some time in on your own individual workouts and a lot of film work and a lot of conversation with your coaches and understanding and getting a better grasp of basketball and how to run a basketball team. So, yeah, I expect for him to make big steps this year.
Michael Perry joining us on the Pitt Electric Live line. Coach, the most frustrating player on this team right now, frustrated, has to be Winston Tabbs and the injuries he suffered, and he's been close and had setbacks. And according to Mike Schwartz yesterday, it's kind of a day-to-day, a week-to-week thing with him now. So he's getting closer. He's at practice, and I know he is ready to finally play a real basketball game for the first time in a long time. Hopefully we can see that soon, Coach. But what have you seen from Tabbs this offseason?
Again, as Coach Schwartz said, it's a day-by-day situation for him. I've known Winston for some time now. I've followed his career. I was good friends with the coaching staff. They recruited him at Boston College when he was there. So I watched him when he actually played some games. He was actually on the floor. And it was very limited. That was one of the frustrating things for the coaching staff at Boston College, just trying to get him out there on the floor. And but when he was out there, he was very productive. So I'm just pulling for him. He's a young man, really had a tough go at it in terms of being able to stay healthy. And I'm just believing, man, for the best for him, and he can get healthy and get in shape and get out there and do the things that he's capable of doing, because he's a really good basketball player.
Michael Perry joining us. He's been a head coach and an assistant coach. So what are the biggest challenges for Michael Schwartz heading into game one, Coach Perry, when you went from an assistant to a head coach? And, it's a lot more than just the X's and O's on the court. A lot of things you got to deal with. So, what are those biggest challenges making that step like you made that Coach Schwartz is making tonight?
Yeah, when you slide over to that next chair, as they often say, things are different because all the decisions finally fall in your lap. And there's a difference in being asked what your opinion is and then being able to make the final decision. So that's the first, I guess, drastic change for him, is that he's going to go from giving his opinion to actually making the final decision in terms of what they might decide to do out of a timeout, or how they're going to approach their preparation in terms of how they're going to guard different sets and different things. He makes the final call. It's his baby now. I mean, it's all him. Everything's in his court now, and all the decisions lie on him. And he's prepared for it. I mean, he's an experienced guy. He's been around. Obviously, great pedigree in terms of the coaching tree from Rick Barnes. He's worked with guys that have taken those same steps and gone on to be very successful, as from assistant coaches to head coaches. And you look at certain guys in the business, and Mike was certainly ready. It was time for him to become a head coach. So I'm really excited for him. I've known him from his days back in Miami. I think he might have even been like the operations guy back then when I first met him. So to see him progress in the business over these years has been really exciting for me to see. And certainly, I have a front row seat of it for him. But it's different, certainly. But the pressure, Shakespeare said, heavy is the head that wears a crown. Well, your head gets rather heavy when you become that head coach.
And he's sliding over to that head seat. Coach, you have slidden across the court to your courtside spot with Jeff Charles now. And I remember hearing you early on in the season last year, and you were still in coach mode, talking to the guys on the court like they could hear you. And that was that's a change for you, too. So how have you kind of settled into your role now? How different is that where you don't have control of what's happening out there on the court? Kind of frustrating at times, right? But how do you enjoy your broadcasting now?
Yeah, I enjoy the broadcasting. I think for me, I'm going to find a happy place where I'm going to be somewhere in between the broadcaster and the coach. So you still may hear me yell from time to time in the microphone about why is a guy running out full speed at a guy that's a non-shooter for him to drive by him. You're going to hear me yell or question that sometimes, but I never question anything that the coaches do, any decisions they make, certainly. But sometimes I'm saying, no, back off, don't guard that guy out there. I'm saying to the players sometimes or the air. So that may happen from time to time, but I really enjoy it. And, I feel in some ways you feel like you're an extension of the coaching staff. And I've talked to Coach Schwartz about that. And I feel embedded with the team, and I'm making practices. I'll travel with the team. And so whereas you don't think of yourself as a homer, in the true sense, and Jeff Charles always reminds me of that. You can't be a homer, but I still think of myself as an extension of the coaching staff, just on a radio broadcast.
Michael Perry joining us. Tough test tonight for the Pirates to open up with. Mercer is actually a 1.5 point road favorite against East Carolina tonight. If you look at the lines and spreads, and Coach, question for you here: were you aware of the spread heading into games that you coached? I mean, I don't know if you looked it up, but you might have been told. Like, were you ever aware of the number out there?
I never looked it up, but from time to time you may hear it. One of the guys on the staff may mention it. I was always amazed at how spot on those guys were with those predictions, and particularly when you see some of the large margins of victory they were predicting, like 24 points and 25 points. I think I saw. I look at some now just from. I just try to do every form of research possible. So sometimes I do look at the lines to see now in preparation for games. But yeah, I was surprised to see some of the disparity to me in terms of the projections, particularly early on, because you're rolling the dice.
Yeah.
You really don't know a lot about the team. But I was surprised to see Mercer was a 1.5 point favorite. Now, Mercer's a tough opponent. Believe me, I saw where somebody played a Division III school as an opening opponent. I know Cincinnati played Chaminade, who's like a Division II. So sometimes you can have some pretty tough opponents to start off. And I thought Mercer, wow, that's a pretty tough team to actually start off with. So this is certainly not a cakewalk. They're going to have to play well.
And just last night, we saw some American teams go down. So you had USF losing to Southeast Missouri State at home. Temple lost to Wagner at home. UCF lost to UNC Asheville at home. So it happens every night all across the country. The Pirates trying to defend their home court tonight. Jeff Charles and Michael Perry will be on the call. Coach, really enjoyed talking basketball with you. We appreciate it, and we'll certainly do it again down the road. Have a great call tonight.
All right, take care.
All right, there is Michael Perry joining us, and Troy was kind of right. Didn't have the answers, but as he said, we'll have some answers, maybe not all of them, coming up in less than 3 hours from now. A couple 2.5 hours from now.
That's exactly what Michael Perry said. You'll find out here when tip off.
I can't do math. 3.5 hours from now. Sorry,
3.5 hours until tip off, and the tip off of the Mike Schwartz era, and we will find out about who the starting five is just right off the bat. Who is the starting five? No one seems to know. And I could have told you, if Cy Seymour doesn't know, then I was guessing that Michael Perry wouldn't know either. But, a lot of uncertainty for this basketball program right now. But we're going to find something out come 7 o'clock in Minji's tonight.
All right, Chandler Honeycutt will be there with my parents. So it's going to be strange.
Yes, I'll be doing some videoing for Pirate Radio, so we'll have some videos out there for you on our social media platforms, maybe of some starting lineups and other stuff like that. We'll find out who the starting lineup is on our Pirate Radio social media, so we'll have videos of that. I'll go and be a fan, and then afterwards I'll have some post-game coverage for you all over Pirate Radio social media.
All right, Peter Foote, are you attending tonight's basketball game in Minges Coliseum, Williams Arena tonight?
Am I? Is that a question, Clip? Is he? He is Mr. ECU basketball.
Are you
I will be sitting on at the scores table.
I was going to say, are you working the event?
Yeah.
What's your duty?
Stats. So live stats, sitting there while they type it into the computer, calling stuff out.
Awesome.
I'll be there.
Oh, cool.
I'll know the starting lineup before you.
Whoa.
Oh.
So you'll get it probably about, 5 minutes before everybody else? Could you tweet it out?
I could.
Do you have a burner account?
No, I don't.
How about like Patrick Hand? What's the opposite of Peter Foote?
Patrick
Hand. That's as good as it's going to get. All right. Tyler says Peter must be a sports guy.
I am.
Peter's a big sports guy. I'm not going to question his sports guydom. I tell you what, we're a trio of sports guys here. Huh?
I'd say so.
Yeah? All right. Yes, sir. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll wrap up hour number 1. We'll continue on with another great bald man, Dan Hort.
By the way,
BT-Dub.
We have breaking news. This just in. Troy D status, a while ago he was 100% hopeful, probable. It is now, Troy D status has now elevated to 100% confirmed and will be attending tonight. And he said, please alert the proper authorities.
All right.
So Troy D and the boys will be in attendance.
Troy D is in for Pirate Hoops tonight, 7 o'clock on ESPN Plus, I believe, tonight. Minges. Peter Foote. We have a listener named Robert Hand. He said, hey, no hand jokes. Hand is a fine name, as is Foot. My buddy John Arm. You remember Billy Legg?
Oh, God.
Awesome guy.
Oh, awesome.
Hey, crazy guy, right?
That Billy Legg.
Billy Legg.
He can shake a leg.
I mean, best dancer I've ever seen.
Oh, man.
Best shin digger I've ever laid eyes on. He could get it on the dance floor.
No doubt about it.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back, wrap up hour 1 after this.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Welcome to US Cellular, where new and current customers choose any phone they want for free.
Free? Even the one with 5G and lots of storage?
Free.
And the one with the latest everything?
Free.
At US Cellular, any phone you see is free, whether you're a new or current customer. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for US Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
All right, Pirate Nation, Russell's is ready for the holidays. Our huge in-stock inventory makes shopping easy. New additions include Barber for men and women, plus Owner Reserve for the men. Enjoy your holidays and don't worry about lost packages and back orders. We've been making Christmas wishes come true for 39 years in the same location. Not only is our signature gift wrap beautiful, it's free. It's always about you, our pirate friends and customers at Russell's Clothing in downtown Washington.
Go Pirates!
Love is finding the internet of your dreams from MetroNet. Get ready for fast, reliable, 100% fiber speeds with unlimited data so you can stream, study, surf, and game on all your devices simultaneously. No lag times or buffering. MetroNet offers student deals. Get 100 megabit internet for just $39.95 a month. Switch today at metronet.com/switch. MetroNet. Love your internet.
East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep invites you to come and see their great selection of new cars, trucks, and Jeeps. New inventory is arriving every week in November, and 2022 models come with big rebates and great financing offers. It's the Black Friday sales event going on all month at East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Greenville. Get 1.9% for 60 months plus $4,500 off on a new 2022 Ram 1500 Crew Cab. Get 2.9% for 72 months plus $1,500 bonus cash on a new 2022 Wagoneer. The 2022 Jeep Gladiator comes with $1,750 in rebates on all trims. And buy a new 2022 Jeep Compass with 2.9% financing for 60 months plus a $1,500 rebate.
East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep, across from the Craftmill in Greenville. Come see us.
All offers do not include tax, tags, and $7.99 admin fee. Customers must qualify for all applicable rebates and subject to credit approval for all APR offers. See dealer for details.
It's bow time. So it's game time and you got a bunch of rabid fans.
Dad, we're hungry.
You head out to fire up burgers and dogs and go from grill master to MVP. Then you realize you're out of GAS. Yup, out of gas on game day. What do? Drop a big bow box on it. Game on. Feed a family of 4 with 8 pieces of chicken, biscuits, fixins, and tea. It's bow time.
This is John Gavigan with the Gavigan Agency. Our top priority is doing what is best for our members. Whether you are buying a new vehicle, a new home, protecting your family with life insurance, or filing a claim, our agency will be there every step of the way. Our goal is to become a trusted advisor for you and your family for all of your personal and commercial insurance needs. Give us a call in Greenville at 756-1400 for a car, home, business, or life insurance quote today, and give us the opportunity to show you the benefits of doing business with someone who cares.
Pirate radio sounds different.
Different is good. We are all the same. You'll be ashamed.
Because different is good.
Oh, yeah.
Pirate radio.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your personal and business needs. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back for the latest breaking news, interesting stories, and awesome contests that can make you a winner. Be sure to follow Pirate Radio on our social media. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at PR927FM. Join the over 60,000 followers today. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, we'll do a quick seg here. We got to get to another break and then call Dan Horde, the play-by-play voice of the Cincinnati Bearcats and Cincinnati Bengals. Saw 5 Joe Mixon touchdowns on Sunday. How about 5 Keaton Mitchell touchdowns on Friday? That'd be nice. All right, Chandler. Peter knows the answer to this question because he is a sports guy. Do you know the answer to this question? What major sporting event are we less than 2 weeks away from? Can Peter hear me?
I don't know.
I don't think so. Hit your mic off for 1 minute so I can... All right, Peter, I think you know this, but I don't want you to say anything. I'm asking Chandler because both of y'all are sports guys. What major sporting event are we less than 2 weeks away from? All right, Chandler, you can answer now. Peter doesn't know.
Is it World Cup?
Chandler is the sports guy.
Yes, baby!
Big time sports guy. America plays, I want to say, the 21st of November against Wales at 2 o'clock. So, we'll be watching some USA soccer.
That was a shot in the dark, by the way.
Yeah, and it's very, very strange to have it at this time of the year. It's usually a summer event.
Okay, that's why it felt strange to say. I thought it was in the summer. So, is there a reason why it's in the fall this year?
Well, yeah, something to do with the weather where it's being played, and it is in Qatar, who some people call Qatar.
Qatar?
How do you say it? Or do you say it?
I don't ever say it, but I like guitar. I play the guitar.
Qatar. I don't know how to say it. But they are hosting the World Cup, which begins with Qatar versus Ecuador. Oh, man. Here we go. We're going to every time you hashtag ECU, you're going to have an Ecuador flag beside your name for the next 2 months or whatever. So get ready for that, folks. So, yeah, that's coming up. Great sports night last night where you had Monday Night Football. You had every NBA team playing and the kickoff. Tip-off. Almost did it. Tip-off to college basketball season. Man,
be careful.
I am not a sports guy.
You about did your own pet peeve.
I did. I hate myself. A lot of self-loathing. But tonight, there's only like 6 to 8 college basketball games. There are no NBA games. And you do have 3 MACtion contests tonight. Eastern Michigan at Akron, Ohio against Miami of Ohio, and Ball State at Toledo. So you've got some action tonight to go along with your hoops at Minges Coliseum. 7 o'clock kickoff. Christian on Facebook is asking the right questions. What time do the doors open? That's what I'm talking about.
Come on, Christian.
I don't know the answer to that, but like, you're there at 6:30 or whatever. Peter, what time doors open tonight?
What time doors open? He's just a stats guy. He doesn't know.
Peter is the stats guy. Is not an operations guy. Not an operations guy.
I would think like an hour before tip off.
I don't know what to tell you, Christian, but just get there, dude.
Pete says I said 6 o'clock. He says I think it's earlier than that. I think it's around 5:30.
You know what? Go out there right now and just see when they'll let you in. How about that? All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. Dan Horde joins us on the other side. When we return on Pirate Radio Live, we'll talk Cincinnati Bearcats football. That's on the way after this.
My name is Gary Weaver. I'm a 34-year veteran of law enforcement, and I am running for sheriff of Pitt County because our county needs new leadership in their sheriff's office. As sheriff, I will do what is necessary to keep our community safe, stop the illegal trade of fentanyl and other drugs, protect our children in their schools, and recruit more deputies to patrol our streets. It's time for a change, a new direction. Pitt County deserves better. Vote Gary Weaver for Pitt County Sheriff.
Paid for by the committee to elect Gary Weaver Sheriff.
Whether you're at the worksite or the trailhead, you need an ATV with power and performance, technology to make every job easier, and a time-tested promise of quality and dependability. You need the 2022 Honda 4Trax lineup, available now at Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11 north of the airport in Greenville. Then you'll learn how life is better on a Honda ATV. For riders 16 years old and older, Honda recommends that all ATV riders take a training course and read the owner's manual thoroughly.
Before you hit the road this travel season, be sure to get your tires inspected by the tire guys at Greenville Auto World. The Greenville Auto World service team sells all the top brands and economy tires if you need a new set. Need an oil change, state inspection, or AC repair? Greenville Auto World can work on any type of vehicle, and the monthly oil change special is only $29.99. Make an appointment now by calling 364-8730. For award-winning service, trust Greenville Auto World.
Where can you go where the beer is cold and friendship is forever? Pabst is the place that's in our hearts where we can be together.
Pabst Blue Ribbon. This is the place.
Hey, Pirate fans, get stocked up for tailgating season with PBR at your favorite retailer. Look for the QR code on the PBR display and register for a chance to win a pizza oven. Game day or any day, all Pirates prefer PBR.
Hey, Pirate Nation, Lindsey Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
Christie's Europub is the perfect place to relax, grab a bite, and enjoy a drink. Located in the heart of Greenville and just a few blocks from ECU's campus, Christie's offers lunch, dinner, and late night with live music every Sunday. Come and have brunch Monday through Friday from 11 to 3 or Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 4. Scratch cooking takes time, so relax and enjoy a pint at Christie's Europub today. For the latest information, check them out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram or visit them online at christieseuropub.com.
Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. UniversitySportswearENC.com is your one-stop shop for all promotional products for your business. With over 1 million items to shop from, University SportswearENC.com offers high-quality products at prices to fit any budget. Visit UniversitySportswearENC.com for contact information and to get shopping. UniversitySportswearENC.com, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio.
Revive Health and Wellness of Greenville is here to enhance your health, assist you with weight loss goals, improve your overall feeling of well-being, elevate your natural beauty, and to give you the confidence that you need and deserve. Locally owned and operated by Samantha Casper, Revive Health and Wellness has a new location and is ready to serve you. Visit them at 2459 Emerald Place in Greenville. Call today to set up an appointment at 350-1805 or go online at revivehealthwellness.org.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by First Bank. Together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. Visit the First Bank location on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville for all your personal and business banking needs. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. From sales to service, Greenville Auto World has all of your vehicle needs covered. You can shop all of their inventory now at greenvilleautoworld.net. If you're also looking for someone to service your vehicle, they have the full service and repair facility. They do brakes, oil changes, tires, inspections, and repair any kind of vehicle. Greenville Auto World across from Speedway at Bells Fork and online at greenvilleautoworld.net. Thanks to Tim Sutton and Jim Rogers for their sponsorship of the program. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
All right, Pirates, Bearcats going at it Friday night, 8 o'clock. Our pregame coverage begins Friday at 4 on the Bud Light pregame tailgate. Looking forward to a fun Friday show, taking you into that kickoff of a big game in the American. Pirates and Bearcats. And joining us, the play-by-play voice of the Cincinnati Bearcats and the Cincinnati Bengals, Dan Howard. He joins us here on the Pit Electric Live line. Dan, how you doing today?
Clip, I'm great. How are you?
Fantastic, and looking forward to a good one Friday night. Before we dive into that one, Dan, you called some history on Sunday to the chagrin of a lot of Panthers fans tuned in to Pirate Radio. But how about 5 touchdowns for Joe Mixon doing it all for the Bengals on Sunday as they got back on track after a subpar performance against the Browns, and Mixon was a huge part of that.
He was. And subpar is putting it kindly. I think the Panthers felt the full wrath of how poorly the Bengals played on Monday night in Cleveland. They got destroyed in that game, played poorly on offense, defense, and special teams. As bad as they were on Monday night, that's how good they were on Sunday. And Joe Mixon did all of that stuff you were talking about in 3 quarters. Never got the ball in the fourth. He had 211 yards of offense and 5 touchdowns in 3 quarters. It was truly one of the best performances in Bengals history.
Dan, you hear the phrase Super Bowl hangover, and that's kind of an easy way to put why a team might not do as well the following year after a Super Bowl, but there are reasons for it. So why are the Bengals where they are this year, coming off a Super Bowl year? What are the reasons that maybe they haven't played up to expectations so far?
Well, there are a few things. Number one, Joe Burrow's appendix burst just before the start of training camp. He lost 15 pounds. He was a shell of himself at the beginning of the season. He threw 4 interceptions on opening day. I'm willing to bet he'll never have another 4-interception performance in his NFL career, assuming he doesn't have something similar to appendicitis just before the start of the season. Secondly, they completely revamped their offensive line. 4 of the 5 guys are new. It took a while to gel. They gave up 7 sacks in week 1, 6 sacks in week 2. They lost both of those games. They've been pretty solid since, especially if you could toss out that Cleveland game. So I would say those are the 2 biggest reasons why they're 5-4.
And one question on a former Pirate, Dan, Deontay Smith, Bengals offensive lineman. Haven't seen him in action, I believe, due to injury. So any word on Deontay and how he's doing there in Cincinnati?
You know, he hasn't been playing much this year. There have been a few instances where he's come into games as a 6th offensive lineman. But they still like him. They were really excited to get him in the draft. The Bengals' right tackle, L. Collins, is 29 years old. They signed him as a free agent this year. He's dealing with a bit of a bad back, so I don't know about his long-term NFL future. But if there's an opening at tackle down the road, Deontay would be in the mix.
Dan, let's talk about this Friday's matchup, and it'll be East Carolina taking on a team that just does not lose at home. We looked it up yesterday. I believe November 10th, 2017, the last time Cincinnati lost a home game, and it was a Friday night to the Temple Owls. Since then, they have been perfect at home, and they'll take on the Pirates here coming off 3 straight wins. So it should be a fantastic ball game. It looks like Cincinnati is not head and shoulders above everyone like they've been the past couple of years. But how about this Luke Fickell team here in 2022 coming off a loss? They bounced back with a win over Navy and seem to be playing some good football.
They are. There was bound to be some drop-off this year just because they were so incredibly good last year. They had 9 NFL draft picks. That's easily a record for Cincinnati. There were only 2 schools in college football last year that had more players drafted than Cincinnati, Georgia and LSU. So when you're in the company of Alabama and Ohio State and USC, whatever school you want to name, and you have more draft picks than those schools, that's really saying something. But they lost Desmond Ridder, who had been their quarterback for the last 4 years. They lost Sauce Gardner, who was the Defensive Player of the Year in the conference, and right now is probably the leading candidate to be Defensive Rookie of the Year in the NFL. So like I said, there was bound to be some drop-off, but they certainly haven't fallen off a cliff. They lost on the road at Arkansas in Week 1. They lost at UCF 2 weeks ago, but they had the lead with 3 minutes to go before the Knights rallied and scored the game-winning touchdown. So it's still a really good team with a lot of future pros on it that are getting better and better now that they're playing.
And Dan, you'll recognize some of these names you'll call for East Carolina on Friday night. I heard Luke Fickell at his press conference talking about Holton Ahlers and how it kind of reminded him of Desmond Ridder being at Cincinnati for years and years, and now Holton Ahlers. And you know Keaton Mitchell, some guys on defense, Miles Berry, Xavier Smith, a lot of, and you know, credit, I guess, the COVID year and guys sticking around an extra year. But that's good for you broadcasters, right? You actually get to know some of the person. Not as much, I guess, study time for you and Jeff Charles here this season.
That's a good thing. I know who number 12 is for the Pirates. I know who number 2 is without having to do much research. So that is a good thing. And I've always had a tremendous amount of respect for Holton Ahlers, really dating back to the second of the 4 starts he's made against Cincinnati over the years. 535 passing yards in that game. The Bearcats managed to eke it out in Greenville. But ever since that game, I think every Cincinnati fan has had very high regard for Holton Ahlers.
Yeah, and a lot of that to C.J. Johnson, who will be on the field coming up this Friday, along with newcomer Isaiah Winstead. East Carolina has some players there at the top of the rushing, receiving, and passing yardage this year, so putting up some points, Dan, and trying to knock off the Cincinnati team, and that has been kind of the bugaboo. Although they played a good one in Greenville last year for a few quarters there, hanging with the Bearcats, but as you know, Cincinnati was too tough. And how about this year, Dan? What's the talk up there about facing these Pirates Friday night?
Well, East Carolina beat UCF. Cincinnati lost to UCF. In my mind, that's all you need to know. And clearly, ECU seems to be playing really well right now. I caught some of the BYU game. Anytime you can go on the road and win at BYU, that's a great win. Throw in the fact that the Pirates will have 2 weeks to get ready for the game, and it's a short week for Cincinnati. I think Bearcat fans are understandably on edge, a little bit nervous about this matchup, but they do have the factor of playing at Nippert Stadium. And as you pointed out, 2 days from now, it'll be 5 years since they lost a home game.
And I guess, Dan, both Cincinnati and East Carolina will be watching on Saturday. The winner of the Cincinnati-East Carolina game will be a Tulane fan, hoping that UCF loses a game because major conference championship implications on this East Carolina-Cincinnati game will all be Green Wave fans on Saturday, I guess.
Well, you know, not so much necessarily for Cincinnati because Cincinnati still gets to play Tulane. And since Cincinnati lost to UCF, it's probably better for Cincinnati if Tulane wins. Ultimately, Cincinnati would have to beat Tulane anyway to get back to the league championship game. So if UCF lost, they would have 2 losses. And then if Cincinnati were able to run the table, they would have the head-to-head advantage over Tulane. and then would have the opportunity possibly to host the league championship game. But it really matters for Cincinnati is to win out.
Yeah, and we were running over a bunch of scenarios yesterday, and there's one we didn't factor in from Cincinnati's standpoint. So this is something, Dan, you didn't have to worry about the last 2 years when you just go undefeated, right?
It does help, no question about it. But, Cincinnati's made it to the league championship game each of the last 3 years. They lost 3 years ago to Memphis, and they've managed to win it the last 2 years over Tulsa and Houston. So it's special when you get to the league championship game and you've got a chance to possibly play in one of those New Year's Six bowl games. It's an awesome opportunity. And again, from Cincinnati's perspective, to have a chance to go back, they've got to run the table. They'd have to win their last 3.
Dan, I remember bringing this up with Mark Daniels from UCF that, man, if East Carolina's in the situation that UCF, Cincinnati, those teams are in right now, Houston going to the Big 12, that would be on my mind just about every day, every week, heading to the Big 12. So how much, excitement is around there of moving up to the Big 12 conference after you complete the, basketball, baseball seasons?
There's a lot of excitement about it, but I wouldn't say it's something that's top of mind right now just because they're in the middle of a season and there's so much to play for. You don't really think ahead to July 1st right now when they'll be in the Big 12. You're thinking about trying to beat East Carolina and trying to stay in the hunt to get to the American Championship game. But, clearly, big picture, it's very, very exciting. You may have seen the news in the last week or two that it looks like the Big 12 has worked out a new TV deal where each school is going to get more than $50 million a year. It's such a program changer when that kind of revenue is coming in from TV. And in order to compete against the teams they're going to have to compete with in the Big 12, they're going to need that kind of revenue.
Dan, while we got you here, how about a quick word on Wes Miller? What's the outlook on Cincinnati hoops for this season?
Well, they opened the season last night and dominated. Now they played Chaminade, a Division II team that's part of Cincinnati playing in the Maui Invitational this year. That's why they played a Division II game and a game that counts. But they're going to be better. They won 18 games last year. Most of their good players are back, including their top 2 scorers, David DeJulius and Jeremiah Davenport. They have 3 really good transfers, including Landers Nolly. You're familiar with that name from the time he spent at Memphis the last couple of years. So Wes is doing a great job. He's killing it right now in the recruiting trail with the Big 12 to recruit 2. So we're bullish on the long-term prospects for Bearcat basketball under Wes.
Dan Hovard, play-by-play voice of the Cincinnati Bengals and Cincinnati Bearcats, joining us on the Pit Electric Live line. A Friday night Bearcats game, Dan, so you're off Saturday and no Bengals Sunday. What are you going to do with yourself this weekend?
I've got a basketball game on Sunday. The Bearcats play Sunday at noon.
There you go.
Sunday off for me. And this is kind of an interesting twist for Saturday. The number 1 rated high school basketball recruit in the country is a kid named Isaiah Collier. He's a point guard from Georgia. He is playing a game in Cincinnati this Saturday against the local high school team. So Cincinnati is one of the final 4 schools listed for this player. The excitement level is off the charts about the possibility of Cincinnati maybe landing the number 1 high school player in the country. So I'm going to go watch him on Saturday, dressed in head to toe from Bearcat gear, and hoping to have the opportunity to broadcast his games for a season. I don't think he'll be in college hoops for more than 1 year, but maybe that 1 year will be in Cincinnati.
Interesting. We'll put that on the radar. Good stuff. Dan, always enjoyed the chat with you. Have a great call on Friday night, and we'll talk to you again down the road.
Sounds good, Clip. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you so much. There's Dan Hovard, the voice of the Bengals, the Bearcats, and going to go check out some high school hoops on Saturday, call a game on Sunday. So even with his football weekends off, he's staying busy, and we appreciate his time here on the show. A very good team. We've got some Luke Fickell audio to get to at some point. We'll do that today. But coming up next, we will talk to Mike Mullis, who will join us inside the Pirate Radio studios. We'll get his take on, I've got I don't know if it's a stat to consider, a crazy factoid, but one I'm going to throw at Mully and get his take on. By the way, shout out to Tyler on YouTube. He has really been pushing for this. And
we are so close.
So we're not quite there yet.
It is at 1.99 thousand.
Tyler has been trying to get us to 2,000 subscribers on Pirate Radio TV. So He says we're there. I'm seeing 1.99. If you haven't subscribed, go to Pirate Radio TV on YouTube and do it right now and get us over that 2K threshold. And we'd really appreciate it. But thank you, Tyler, for being a foot soldier on the ground for us trying to get this done. All right, Mike Mullis joins us when we return on Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
Here today with Jeff Stein from Brown & Wood. Hey Jeff, how's inventory going?
Inventory levels are increasing. For the first time in over 45 days, we have Mazdas in stock, Buick in stock, Cadillac in stock, and GMC in stock. I highly encourage the customer to go to gmc.com, build and price their vehicle, share that with Brown & Wood, and let us place your order. We need some price protection for these customers, and you got to place an order to have that.
Brown & Wood, your #1 dealership in Greenville, and the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
My whole business just went up in flames, but my agent was there before the fire was out. We started a plan. I've got 25 employees who could be out of a job if we didn't get this place running again. My independent agent and auto owners insurance, they made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll. That's incredible.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there.
This is Brian Smith with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
Before anyone walks into your business, the outside is what they see. Make sure your first impression is a good impression with the right curb appeal. Hi, this is Daniel Andrews from Dan Andrews Lawn Service. We specialize in making your business look great. Let us handle all your professional landscaping needs. We do it all so you don't ever have to worry. Residential services are also available. Call us today at 717-8006 and we'll come out and give you a free quote. Taking care of your landscaping needs is all we do, and we've been doing it for over 20 years. You can trust our reliable team at Dan Andrews Lawn Service, covering all of Eastern North Carolina.
Take a hit from a 300-pound linebacker, and you better be wearing pads. Take a hit on the road, and you better have good auto coverage. When you've got North Carolina Farm Bureau Auto Insurance, you've got the best local agents ready to help you bounce back. If you don't, well, you'll probably play football without a helmet, too. In Pitt County, call Carlton Venters or C.J. Messerly at 252-756-3007. North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company. Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina Incorporated. Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi. An independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
Are you looking for a home loan? Look no further than Amy Goss at Guild Mortgage. Since 1960, Guild Mortgage has partnered with industry professionals to close loans on time and help millions of Americans realize their dreams. Call Amy Goss at Guild Mortgage in Jacksonville, 910-389-4602. Amy Goss is licensed in Florida, Georgia, Maine, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. Guild Mortgage Company, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS 3274. NMLSconsumeraccess.org /. For licensing information, please visit guildmortgage.com /licensing. Guild Mortgage is not affiliated with Pirate Radio.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
ASAP Party and Tent Rentals is your one-stop shop for weddings, anniversaries, corporate events, family reunions, birthday parties, or any celebration with friends and family. ASAP Party and Tent Rentals has the widest selection of tents, tables, chairs, linens, china, concession equipment, bounce rides, games, staging, wedding equipment, dance floors, and so much more. At ASAP Party and Tent Rentals, we help people get together. Call today at 756-7903. ASAP Party and Tent Rentals, locally owned and operated on Diamond Drive in Greenville near Agri Supply and Equipment Plus.
East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Bond. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
This is Big John Williams, strength and conditioning coach for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by First Bank. Together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. Visit the First Bank location on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville for all your personal and business banking needs. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local and print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live, here on a Tuesday. Shirley Rhodes, Chandler Honeycutt, Mike Mullis joining us in the Pirate Radio studios. Mully, how you doing, man?
Good, buddy. How are you?
I'm great. I saw a stat, and as a esteemed journalist, I need to confirm that stat. I don't want to just be all willy-nilly saying things that aren't true here on the radio, Mully.
Not true, yeah.
So I am going to confirm that stat, and good news, I just have.
Stats to consider.
The Milwaukee Brewers have won a game more recently than the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, it's awful.
How about that stat? That's a good stat. I didn't come up with it. I read it. I saw it.
Yeah.
But, 5 in a row?
Yeah. Lost to the Lions, 3 picks in the red zone.
I was here on Friday making picks, and I said, yes, I know the Packers stink. But Aaron Rodgers does not lose to the Lions. I read off his career record. It was astonishing how many times he's beaten the Lions. Sure enough.
I don't like them this week either.
3 picks, lost to the Lions, and you probably shouldn't like them. You've got the McCarthy factor. I mean,
and I don't know how much of a factor that is.
Cowboys are road favorites.
Right.
Do you like him against the Titans? Do you like him against the Eagles?
Nope.
How about at Chicago? I mean, this thing could ride on for a while.
Yeah.
If it don't get snapped here this weekend.
Maybe we've moved into tank mode. We're going to tank for the next. And that's the thing. There's nobody to tank for in next year's draft. I mean, who's the prized? Maybe an O-lineman or something that you don't know about, but grades out great. I mean, I really don't know.
Do you not like Stroud or Young or those guys?
It's not that you don't like them, but are they? I mean, is it worth laying down for that? I mean, it seems like the only position you really lay down for is a quarterback, right?
Yeah.
And there's not. I mean, yeah, what you name? I mean,
yeah, you're right. There are not like can't miss guys.
Like next year, after this draft, next season, I think it gets you a little more excited about some guys coming out. But
who was the last can't miss guy? Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence,
who,
Well, the problem is he's had a acceptable career for what he's. I mean, for where he's
what's
at.
Been around him.
That's the whole problem is, and you tank, you get that guy unless you're willing to spend the money to get good around him. I mean, I don't know what you've really accomplished.
Well, the Jags went nuts this offseason with free agent signings, and they have been weird because they
can look good.
Yeah. So you can't really figure them out.
I was thinking about this too, knowing that coming on today. Is it a weird, like, the NFL season to this point, like there's the good teams don't really feel like they're that good? And then the teams that you thought were going to be.
Well, Friday we did an exercise naming how many good teams there are in the NFL.
And you have to go.
The list is short.
You have to go Eagles, but
Eagles, Bills.
The Bills.
I know what you're going to say, but the Bills are good.
Are they going to be good next week?
Yes, because they weren't last week.
Well, and I'm saying Josh Allen, what's going to be his deal with the elbow? And next thing you know, you go to Keenum, I think is what I heard is a backup.
Yeah.
So
when healthy, they're good. I'll tell you who's good. Miami Dolphins are good.
Well, yeah. I tell you who's surprisingly bad, other than the obvious, but the Raiders.
Oh, we got to talk about this. So Jeff Saturday, a week and a half ago, is on his couch watching football and tweets out, the Raiders stink.
Guess what? He gets a chance to go play.
I love that because you would never have a coach say that. A coach is going to say, man, I tell you what, they're well coached. Josh McDaniels, great man, a great offensive mind. Carr, one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He says the Raiders stink. Now he's got to backtrack all that.
Well, do you think he knew when he sent that tweet out there would be any chance that he would be coaching?
So what do you think about that?
I don't know. It's
asinine. It's funny. Jim Irsay We in Washington love him because he's a one-man get Dan Snyder out of town band right now.
The only thing that would have been better was like if Peyton Manning comes back as the offensive coordinator, or quite frankly, if Peyton Manning was filling in as the interim head coach. I don't know that you argue about that as much as you do Jeff Saturday.
I agree.
Really?
And look, I like Jeff Saturday as an analyst. He seems like a cool dude.
And the guy that's now the offensive coordinator is 30 years old or whatever, and he was like working at Best Buy. Or I mean, that's maybe a little bit of exaggeration, but
Scotty Montgomery bypass.
He was like a quality control coach 2 years ago or something.
So is he not with the team? The guy
I took it that he's coming in from nowhere.
Yeah.
And I literally think he may have been working in a retail location. I'm serious, like Kurt Warner type, bagging groceries, and next thing you know, you're playing quarterback.
So I think it says assistant. The Colts have an interim head coach who's never coached above the high school level. They have a play caller who has never performed in his new role. Passing game specialist, assistant QB coach. So he was on the staff. But 30-year-old.
The media did talk to Jeff Saturday yesterday. I just don't know if they ever asked him the question about his tweet last week. But they did get a chance to talk to the new interim head coach, Jeff Saturday.
Yeah, I read stuff about that press conference about how weird it was. And they're like, Saturday's kind of looking like he's about to be pranked. Like, is this for real?
Yeah, like, where's the cameras?
Right. Yeah.
He's being punked.
What a deal.
I mean,
they had John Fox and Gus Bradley on the staff.
It's Scotty Montgomery.
Why not just put one of those guys in, play out the string? Instead, Irsay's a madman. It's
funny. You know what's going to be? What do they do if Saturday does well? I mean, it could happen.
He said he's like auditioning for all the other 31 teams.
Yeah, I heard that.
Is this a move where he's trying to get his buddy like Peyton Manning in? Like Irsay wants Saturday to reach out to Manning and say, "Hey, this is fun. Come join me."
But doesn't Irsay just reach out to Peyton and say, "Hey man, we'll pay you"? What are they paying you on Peyton Gas? That's the thing is, I don't know if they could pay him what he's getting paid.
Yeah, you see, like the deal that Brady's going to get when he's done playing football.
Yeah, the one that's been signed for 3 years now, or whatever.
Yeah, I mean these guys.
By the time he gets that deal with the rate of inflation, it might not be worth crap. He might should have waited to renegotiate the deal. That cat may play another 5 years.
They pulled a Braves and signed him to like a team-friendly deal,
right?
Without him even knowing it. All right, man. Yeah. So, let's go over the good teams real quick, Mully.
Well, I mean, we've done it.
That's it.
The Eagles.
Are the Ravens good?
Lamar Jackson's good.
Are the Titans good? No.
Vikings.
Titans can't throw the ball.
Vikings. I mean, all these teams.
Vikings are not.
That's the whole thing.
Vikings are good, but they're not. They're going to lose.
The whole thing is the good teams are also barely good.
Yeah.
They're just. It's almost like you go back and what I really want to know is the teams that we're saying that we're giving credit for being good. If you look at who they've played. What are the records?
If nobody else is good, they haven't played any good.
But I'm saying, I wonder if the combined records. Or is it even a 500 record?
You're right.
Like, I mean, is there? It's
like the Giants have played some dud teams this year. They have an inflated record.
Right. It's a really weird NFL season. I don't know. It just doesn't. There hasn't even really been a game. Well, maybe there hasn't been a game that you look forward to that then lived up to the billing.
Is that true?
Not one I could think of.
All right. I
wouldn't have said it
on the top of my head.
I would have said it if I didn't think it was true. And I don't have the Google box in front of me to fact check my facts.
I say things all the time that I don't believe are true.
Well, that's why I was really surprised you were rechecking that stat. I thought, man,
I think Washington and Minnesota lived up to the hype. It's a good game.
That's awful. If that's the best thing you could come up with, was there hype for Minnesota and Washington?
Nah. Little Kirk Cousins return.
Yeah.
I was joking.
It's bad. I don't know. It's kind of hard to get excited about it.
All right, let's continue talking. I want to talk about
talk radio.
That was some good radio right there. I want to talk about the college football playoff, Mully.
What college football playoff?
What does that mean?
I mean, that just napalm. Who knows? There is nothing that we could speculate now, maybe other than Georgia's going to finish number one. Everything else is
up for grabs
completely.
And that's why it's great. Usually I don't even care, and this year I am fully invested because
there's so many scenarios.
There's so many options.
Well, I can tell you what ain't going to happen. Now, this could be the best non-playoff bowl that we've ever had if we get Alabama, Clemson in a
yeah.
That could be a great bowl game.
Well,
but how many of those kids
can't move the dang ball?
No, they can't. How many of those guys would even play?
Yeah, true.
I mean, you would be looking
Alabama? Hardly any.
You'd be looking at the futures game.
Yeah, that's true.
Actually, what it turns out to be is a trial.
JV,
it's a trial for the transfer portal.
Yeah.
That might give some kids that would otherwise not play, like opt out. Maybe they have, of course, I guess if they're thinking you're going to opt out, they're doing it for NFL money. But, of course, now if you've got an NIL deal with a kid, how's that work? And he chooses to sit out the bowl game. I'd have a little problem with that. If you're paying, and now I'm not talking about East Carolina NIL money.
But that's the risk you take. I mean,
who?
The person, the business.
If the dude I think I put it in my NIL contract that you're going to represent my brand. Don't start that screaming crap. Every time I come in here, you want to go squealy.
Okay, you're right. All right.
Over us having this is talk radio. It's not Clip's opinion is right radio.
Wow.
Jeez. So what I was saying.
Have you ever changed your opinion on anything in life?
No, but I don't squeal about it.
So that it's all about tone.
Yeah,
don't be squealy.
These things right here, I can hear you perfectly. Don't you do it. No, my point is, if you're paying a cat, like some of these quarterbacks getting $1 million, I think you got to ride the string out. If I'm paying you $1 million, I expect to see you play every time they go on the field.
Okay. If that's not in the contract, then what?
Well,
when are we going to see the first NIL lawsuit?
Oh, it won't be long.
Yeah.
Hey, you know how to fix the NIL? You ready for this?
I bet you do.
All right. I'll give you my opinion. I'll give you my opinion.
All right.
Pay them whatever you want to pay them, but they can't collect until graduation. So now, if you have dudes that go out, they get drafted, decide not to come back to school to graduate, then you're off the hook for that money. But if they do that, they've made so much more in the draft, it doesn't matter.
But the whole point, I mean, some of these guys need money
now.
They get living expenses, they get meals, they're not signing NIL. There's no 18-year-old in the country that needs $1 million right now.
Some of them want money now.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
But my point is, from the NCAA, if you want to try to, now where's a kid's not going to leave that program? You've got the investment in it. Now you tie them in to play for your program if they want to collect that money. And if they get,
I don't think that's going to happen.
What happens if they decide to still enter the transfer portal?
Can I respond to what you say?
Sure.
How do you want this to work?
Can we go to break? What'd you say, Chan?
I was just saying, what happens if they decide midway through to enter the transfer portal? What happens?
They walk away from the cash.
Okay.
That's my whole thing. It's I'm making a commitment to you,
and maybe they can get another offer somewhere else.
And that would be why they would do it. So maybe they'd walk away from $2 million because they get $4 million somewhere else. But that means I'm not on the hook for the $2 million, right?
Well, just don't pay to start with. Then, if you're that work, I mean, what do you care if the guy graduates?
Would like to have him for the length of his eligibility.
Okay, well, lessen the money and just have him for 1 year.
Well, you just made the big fact that they want money, so you got to pay them what the market is bearing
for a year. These are year-to-year deals; they're not long-term contracts,
and that is the flaw in it.
All right, I don't see the flaw.
You don't see the flaw for a kid can show up, play in your program, get paid for 1 year, then get a higher bid and go somewhere else, and you don't see how that absolutely insults the integrity of your program.
Well, sure, it's not. Yes, that is not a positive thing.
No, and that's my point. Is that
for the program, for the team.
Yeah, you can fix that by saying, hey, they're going to pay you $1 million. We're going to pay you $1.5 million, but we're going to pay you that $1.5 million upon graduation.
All right.
So now if you did it, you played your 3 years, you made an extra $1.5 million.
Mm-hmm.
All you got to do is show up and play and graduate. So even if you get drafted, then you come back and graduate.
Some of these guys graduate in like 2 years.
Then they get their money.
All right, so now you're incentivizing good grades.
Get it done. Graduate in 2.5 part. Because at that point, you're out of eligibility.
So you don't really care about having them 4 years. You care about them getting a degree?
I want them to be here more than a year and be invested in the program for more than a year. I mean, it would like an NBA guy or a one and done. This guy that he was talking about, #1 player in the country. What do you think that kid's going to get coming out of high school? It'll be some ungodly amount of money.
Good for him. What do I care?
Yeah, because that's a casual observer standpoint. If you're trying to put a program together,
Right. Well, that's what I am. I'm not the coach.
Well, no, yeah, but you should see the value in. You're an ECU fan, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
How frustrated do you get with the fact that they turn the roster over in basketball? The good players go. I've heard you talk about it, so don't act indifferent now.
I consider it just part of
being at ECU.
Yes,
but it's been that way forever. My thing is, if they paid these guys, and ECU is probably a bad example from a financial standpoint, but if the money's there, you tie them in. Now you have the ability to build a program that has a chance to grow and get better, instead of starting over every year.
Rohan says, could you see the headlines of business that tried to collect money back from a kid who didn't play in a bowl game? I mean, it probably will happen.
Oh, no
Mike P says they'll walk away to a deal where they don't force them to play in a bowl game, which is kind of what you said.
That was, it's contractually.
A better deal,
right?
Whatever.
Contractually. That's the whole thing. Do we love NIL? No, but is it great to talk about? Yeah, it's an interesting, and it's a microcosm of our world. I mean, it's money.
Everybody wants it now.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to a basketball game tonight. You very rarely miss a home basketball game for East Carolina because you get a chance to make some ched.
Yep, and that's, as Tupac said, it's the way it is.
I mean, I get it. So I mean, but my point is the money could also breed even false loyalty by saying, hey, we're going to pay, if they're going to pay $1 million, we're going to pay a little extra, but we're not going to pay you to the end.
Yeah, and it could lead to more transfers because a guy really wants to go somewhere and his family, but school B, where he really doesn't want to go, is offering him all this money. He goes there, he's miserable, ends up leaving. I mean, yeah, these things are going to happen, definitely, but it's
I'm glad to see you discuss it with like a smile on your face and a little chipper.
Well, you're teaching me how to properly communicate with people.
That's man.
And man, you're doing a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Because usually, like, I'm the type of person, I'm in line, I get my sub, right? And I say, yeah, I'll take onions on that. And they say, it don't come with onions. And I'll say, it don't come with onions?
And then you get squealy.
Why would I get this sub if it didn't come with onions? I don't want that.
Onions.
First off, if you get a sub that doesn't come with onions, you need to go to another sub.
That's what I said, Mully. And I said it with a very high-pitched voice.
And he was squealy.
Did somebody really say this sub doesn't come with onions?
No.
I was going to say, that's a problem.
This is a fake scenario that I just made up in my dome.
We would need to put them on blast right now if that were the case.
Put them on blast. You say that?
Well, I just did.
Okay.
I like it.
I do say it commonly.
I just walk around all the time. There's plenty of reasons,
on blast.
Plenty of situations and scenarios in my life that sentence works. That term works perfectly.
I hope people can see, and I hope you know, Mully, how genuinely much I love talking to you.
Good.
Do you know that? Like, even when I get squealy?
Yeah.
I think it's because I enjoy it so much.
I was going to say, I think you just love it.
You kind of get tickled?
Yeah. Tickle pink.
Kind of Winnie the Pooh-ish over there.
Mike P says most of these NIL deals are please post this on your social media as opposed to please make sure you play in your bowl game. I think it's different for different schools. Our offensive line at East Carolina has an NIL deal with Wings Over Greenville. You know what that is? That's like they get a gift card for a month, and they post once or twice a month, hey, Wings Over Greenville's got
great.
Good food.
That's right.
Now at Alabama or somewhere,
they get a Wings Over Greenville franchise.
Yeah, so
they get a share in the company.
I mean, it's a different deal, and that's what I'm saying. It's unfortunate, but again, all this stuff we speculate with NIL really, sad to say, doesn't much apply to East Carolina because it's just not. We can't dip our toe in that pool, in the pool of Alabama or any of the other 30 or 40 that we could sit here and name.
What do you say to the statement that it's always been this way, now it's just up front? Do you think it...
I don't think it's quite been to this extreme. When you're organizing collectives that are aimed at raising money, and basically these collectives are, for lack of a better way to put it, they're agents for these players. So there's the collective is going out to businesses. Hey, we can get you Holt Nailers to come advertise for your car lot or whatever, and they pay the collective to collect. And so it really has so little to do with on the surface, it has so little to do with the school and everything in the world to do with private advertisement. Mm-hmm. And I'm a huge fan of a kid like if they sell a bunch of Holt Nailers jerseys, I absolutely think that kid should get that.
Yes,
I've heard where basketball programs, one in particular, they do smoothies. they have smoothies named after players, and the kid gets $1 a smoothie. So, if you want to, man, look,
that is kind of cool. That's like, hey, that's, yeah.
That makes sense.
But
if a dude's on a video game, he should absolutely get that. That's his name, image, and likeness. But when it's part of the package, be it recruiting package or compensation package, however you want to look at it, you've crossed the line. But in answer to your question, I do think it's happened in some levels more than others.
The SEC,
but never. Well, and I, probably even down a little further than that. But I don't think it's been to this magnitude, because now that kid can post on social media, $5 million deal with Nike or whomever. Gatorade just signed an athlete. When those things start going out, that is exactly what Gatorade wants, right? That's the cheapest advertising they could get. It's no different than Mr. Beast. Yeah, he can walk in. One of his first deals that kind of put him on the map, at least in my family, was ordered a cup of water and left $10,000 or whatever at Sup Dogs. $10,000 got him how many likes and follow? It's a very inexpensive way to generate that traffic.
I wonder, if there was no social media, what it would be like.
Well, we wouldn't even be talking about it.
Yeah, would you see a guy
Because how do you promote it?
In the newspaper, on a billboard? Social media almost is one of the main reasons this is going on.
Yeah, it's the easiest way to reach countless people in one fell swoop.
Yeah. And it would be like a billboard.
And cheapest too, right?
It would be a billboard and then like a local car dealership,
No, it would be come by and the player's going to be here signing autographs on Monday, whatever, or come to the barbecue joint and meet the line from, wherever.
Keaton Mitchell's picture in like a speedy oil change in the newspaper.
Yeah, that's right. Well, and the guy that had there was a
great idea, by the way.
There was the one guy that did the air condition. What was his name?
Dakotas
from Nebraska.
Yeah, Dakotas, and then you had the dude that did the mustard. It gets a little, but if that's selling product for that company, then you know what? And look, and it's a crapshoot. How many can't miss freshmen have we seen miss?
I know. Yeah. So again, it comes back to these businesses, these people that want to dole out that money, not knowing. It's like anything, right? Stock market or gambling or whatever. It's a gamble.
I wonder what the legalities are from the standpoint of if Chandler's a highly touted high school long snapper, can he retain advisement with me? In other words, can I draw up a contract on his behalf, although I'm not being compensated, because if he compensates me as an agent, then he loses his amateur status. But can I still go on his behalf and negotiate with, whatever businesses to get him paid? And with the deal being, hey, once you sign professionally, then you could pay in arrears.
That's been going on, right? Where you have loan people who will give you a loan and say, when you make it to the pros, you pay. Well, is that what you're saying?
That's illegal. No, I'm saying that is that a business? Are people acting as advisors?
Well, that's why they have set up these positions within the schools, right?
I don't think
to take that away.
The collectives, yeah. Which I don't. But again, why?
So are you going to be like a You're already 5-star. You got 5-star virtual, new business, 5-star advising, where you advise 5 stars and get some of their cash.
I don't have the heart to take their cash.
And then you could get 5 wings a week from an offensive lineman.
Now,
Noah Henderson.
I won't take cash, but if I get wings, look, with my crowd can eat some wings.
Yeah, you wouldn't eat any of them.
No, I wouldn't even touch them.
All right.
Hopefully I get to smell them.
You want to do one more segment?
I was hoping you'd say that.
Mully, this is one of the best segments we've ever done.
Good. You know why?
Because I do know why. I'll let you say it.
You're being a consummate professional right now, and it's.
You're being civil.
Don't mess it up, Chandler.
Let's take a break. We'll come back. More with Mully to wrap up the hour. Bryce Williams joining us at 5 o'clock. More to go on Pirate Radio Live after this.
All right, Pirate Nation, Russell's is ready for the holidays. Our huge in-stock inventory makes shopping easy. New additions include Barber for men and women, plus Owner Reserve for the men. Enjoy your holidays and don't worry about lost packages and back orders. We've been making Christmas wishes come true for 39 years in the same location. Not only is our signature gift wrap beautiful, it's free. It's always about you, our pirate friends and customers at Russell's Clothing in downtown Washington.
Go Pirates!
Are you ready for some football, Pirate Nation? Bud Light is America's favorite light beer and the official beer of the ECU Pirates. When planning your fun times this football season, be sure to pick up some Bud Light at your favorite retailer. Bud Light carefully brews their beer to be perfect for anywhere there's fun. Because when there's fun, Bud Light is there. Get ready to have fun this season, Pirate Nation, and always stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989.
Do you have an old injury or some pain that's been holding you back all year? It's time for you to get better. With Kinetic Physical Therapy and Wellness, we can help you get your life back. Whether you need to get back to a sport, back in the gym, or just back to enjoying life, our team of specialists use a one-on-one, hands-on approach in our state-of-the-art facility to get you back moving again. Don't settle for where you are. Don't stay in pain. Visit kptonline.com today to see how Kinetic Physical Therapy and Wellness can help you live well, move more, and hurt less.
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Jamie Cuccinella, inviting you and your family to come by Cuccinella's Pizzeria and Italian Ice. Cuccinella's has been serving our special family recipe New York-style pizza since 1932. We think you'll taste the difference in just one bite. When you come in for a pie, don't forget to try our house-made Italian ice or gelato. We make small batches every day from scratch with all fresh ingredients.
Cuccinella's on Old Tar Road in Winterville and a new location coming soon to Uptown Greenville.
Welcome to US Cellular, where new and current customers choose any phone they want for free.
Free? Even the one with 5G and lots of storage?
Free.
And the one with the latest everything?
Free.
At US Cellular, any phone you see is free, whether you're a new or current customer. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
We all love using Uber Eats, DoorDash, and grocery pickup. It makes life so much easier. Well, now there is cellular delivery, and the team at Cellular Warehouse has perfected the process. They will deliver your new phone right to your door with all your information loaded on the new phone, and the best thing is there is no charge for this awesome service. And you don't have to waste half the day sitting in a Cellular store. Call Toby Williams today at 252-799-7051 and let his team of experts make your cellular delivery today. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent, serving all of Eastern North Carolina.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Avoid the long check-in lines and congestion at the big airports and fly local at PGV. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has American Airline flights perfect for your next trip. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
Winslow's is now Fifth Street Hardware Restaurant and Tap Room. With a brand new look, Fifth Street Hardware also has a new menu and serving lunch and dinner every Tuesday through Sunday and brunch starting at 10:30 on Sundays. What else is new? Well, they have poker every Tuesday night, Trivia Wednesday with DJ Captain Morgan, and on Friday and Saturday nights they have live music open till 2 a.m. serving light appetizers all night long. New look, new name, same location on Fifth Street. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram for more specials. Fifth Street Hardware Restaurant and Tap Room.
You're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by First Bank. Together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. Visit the First Bank location on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville for all your personal and business banking needs. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Did you miss the show on Pirate Radio? Well, you can listen to all of Pirate Radio's archived local programming by subscribing to us on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, or Spotify. Subscribe today by going to the podcast app on your iPhone or Apple device and search for Pirate Radio Audio Archives. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip Brock.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live on a Tuesday.
Opener.
Yeah, tipping it off tonight.
Opening day, yeah.
Michael Schwartz taking over the basketball program. Pirates are an underdog to Mercer, Mully.
I don't know enough. Of course, it doesn't sound like anybody knows anything about it. So I would say, I was going to say I don't know enough about either team to have an opinion, but I would think, just based off of history, that they probably are very evenly paired.
Yeah. So,
but that's been the other guys wearing those uniforms. Who even knows? I mean, that's the world. Again, the world we live in. You'll spend the first 8-10 games trying to figure out every team who's even what on what team and where they came from.
Mike Schwartz, speaking of which, 2 minutes ago, quote tweeting a Minji's Maniac tweet talking about getting rowdy and everything. Mike Schwartz said, "You heard right. We know we have the best student section and fans in the country. Let's have some fun in Minji's tonight. Go Pirates. Hashtag Purple Rain. Hashtag Minji's Maniacs." I'll tell you this. I like a coach getting involved in social media. Wasn't really Joe Dooley's thing. Wasn't Jeff Lebo's thing. Coach Mack wasn't his thing. We haven't had a good run on social media coaches.
I cannot imagine that would be my thing if I were still coaching.
I know, yeah.
It's just not. Look, this close to game time, and I'm sure there's somebody, he's got somebody on staff that's handling that, which now that is a good move. But I just can't see where I would have much concern right now. Be ready to go.
Well, he wants the students to be a big factor in these atmospheres, and to do that, you have to be on social media. And I remember, like, Jeff Lebo, what he would do is come out to, like, Todd Dining Hall when I was a freshman, and that really didn't do anything.
Well, I guess coaches these days have some downtime before a game, and I'll just say that there was a coach involved in a huge game on Saturday that was in my DMs 3:50, 3 hours before kickoff. Less than 3 hours before kickoff. Chatting it up.
Well, I don't know
who it was.
They just didn't my deal. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, right.
Was it the best holder in ECU
Some
football
say.
history?
Some say. And his team won that night.
Huge win.
And he's part of the family. How about Brian Kelly going for 2, Mully? Saying, forget an extra point. I mean, let's do it.
I didn't even contemplate that they would go for the tie.
Really?
No, I just felt like, he's got to go right here. That dude went from zero. He kind of went from hero to zero.
Who, Kelly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He went from hero to zero, and now he's back on the hero side.
You know who else did that? The Notre Dame coach.
Yes.
We're ready to get rid of him.
Marcus Freeman.
You know what I felt? I do cheer for Clemson. I actually was like, you know what? I'm cool with this. Like, Clemson's been paper tigers anyway. But then you look at that dude just seems like he has got it together. He is in the right place. He just needs a little time, and that game may have bought him another season.
What they do is play well against ranked teams. They lost to Marshall. They lost some other teams.
Stanford.
They hung with Ohio State. Yeah, lost to Stanford.
At home.
They beat North Carolina. They beat Syracuse. They beat Clemson. They are playing good against good teams, and maybe he does have it figured out there in South Carolina.
Yeah, maybe he needs to play more good teams.
There you go.
And that's a weird deal for him, too. That's first-year head coach, kind of trying to figure all this stuff out. And, I would think that gold helmet could be heavy. That's a heavy crown to wear. And so, yeah, good for him. And, the Tigers, the ACC ban is just bad. It really is. There's no redeeming.
Wake fell off a cliff.
At one point, you could feel okay about Wake. Early on, you felt pretty decent about State. All of a sudden, Carolina, who couldn't stop anybody, looks like that might be the best team in the ACC.
Are they the favorite to win it now?
I would think so. And they're coming out of the Coastal, which has nobody.
Yeah.
So it's but it's a bad league.
But Clemson cannot move the football. They gave the freshman a chance, and his first snap, he throws an interception.
I think they should just start him moving forward and see what happens, because the DJ, it's not.
No.
And DJ, man, I was so excited about that guy a few years back when he came in relief.
And 2 years ago at Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Man,
At Notre Dame.
Was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And then they had the other guy playing behind him that was, like a Samoan guy. He played a little bit in a blowout. He left. But, and then they bring in the highest rated recruit they've ever gotten in this freshman. So, who knows? But it's amazing to see these programs. And I wonder, again, how much NIL and all this stuff, what the impact it has had on Clemson, because Clemson just isn't Alabama. There for a while, they were really, really good, but it just isn't the same animal.
And they look like they were going to get to that peak of being like an Alabama.
Well, I don't know.
Well,
I don't know how much the school revenue has bearing over NIL revenue, but you would think there would be some commensurate, like if they're signing that big of a TV deal, that maybe the fan base is that big, therefore you don't have to have one person write a huge check. You can have a lot of people write medium-sized checks. Maybe that doesn't make sense, but it seems like with Alabama or any of these Big Ten teams that just got, well, they still don't know the final numbers, but 70 to 100 million per team just off TV deals, when I think last thing I saw, the ACC was getting like 32 million a team. So, I mean, I don't know if that's commensurate. I mean, in other words, I don't know if the NIL has, if there's any relation between the two. I know that they're not related as far as who manages them and that kind of thing, but I don't know. Do we just really see the haves really get away from the have-nots?
Clemson did get to Bama level, and I mean, you look in the NFL right now at all the NFL players from Clemson. I mean, they got there, but they made the climb, and it was a quick.
No, and I guess
never a plateau.
I guess my point to that is, did Alabama and the other Alabamas of the world go, wait a minute, are we underbidding for these kids? Like, how are they going to Clemson?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Hey, can Clemson sell to them, hey, you need to come to the ACC because you don't have to play the SEC schedule every week, and does that work against them?
And by the way, you know who's not at Alabama's level right now? Alabama.
No, who do they have this week?
They usually the second to last week they play like a FCS school.
I saw something that there was like they were on upset alert.
I'm not saying it would be this week, but it.
The Lane train at Ole Miss. What's the line in that game? Ooh, Alabama minus 12. Alabama has not covered these big spreads in the last 2 years, so I love Ole Miss there.
That'll be interesting as it gets closer to game time.
All right, Mully, thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, enjoyed it, buddy.
Anything we missed?
I mean, I just want to say publicly, I'm very proud of you for staying composed today. That was impressive.
Great job, Clip.
I'll tell you what I can do. I can take the coaching.
Let's see if you can back it up. Now you're 1% better every day.
Stay consistent.
And I have a great rapport with Bryce Williams, so I don't think I'll be yelling at him, high pitched.
Okay.
And really, you bring it out of me because I don't know.
Man, I'm sorry.
You're right. That is annoying. Yeah, I'd hate to talk to me. I can tell you that. Thanks, Mully. Let's take a break. We'll come back. Bryce Williams joins us. We'll go Pirate Radio Outdoors, talk Pirate football, and hear from Luke Fickell, head football coach of the Bearcats, when we return after this.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of pirates. The doors open at noon, 7 days a week. And the Buck has live music every night along with football. Monday is open mic night the first Monday of each month. Tuesday, it's karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesday, it's acoustic night. Thursday, it's the dance party with DJ Kid Scene and live music every Friday and Saturday night with the best bands on the East Coast. Follow the Buck on Instagram for information and schedule of events. This season, party like a pirate at the Buck.
Don't stress this holiday season. Give the gift of beauty. A gift certificate from Beauty Bar MediSpa will not only bring a smile to that special someone, it will smooth wrinkles, tighten skin, erase veins and brown spots, and get rid of unwanted hair. Visit the professionals at Beauty Bar MediSpa in Greenville. Available now. Gift certificate specials for her or him and BOGO stocking stuffers. You save and they glow. Visit us at beautybarmedispa.com. Go Pirates!
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
UBE and PirateWear.com is excited to offer Pirate Nation the largest selection of new ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates in to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking uptown in Greenville. Visit them at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
This is Holt Nailers. I've been eating at Parker's Barbecue since I was a kid. Now, all these years later, I still love to eat at Parker's. In fact, I love it so much, I bring my entire offensive line with me. They protect me, and I look out for them with great food from Parker's Barbecue. So whether you bring the team like me or just your friends and family, the awesome barbecue, chicken, and seafood at Parker's is a win every time. Parker's Barbecue, where they always treat you like family.
Greenville Utilities electric customers will soon be able to receive text notifications in the event of power outages. Enrollment is automatic, so make sure GUC has your cell phone number by signing into your account at GUC.com, then update the information in your user profile. Want to talk with someone instead? Call 252-752-7166 during business hours. 252-752-7166. Update us so we can update you. Visit GUC.com for more information.
The Dickinson Avenue Public House is a lively and diverse restaurant in Greenville that utilizes fresh and local ingredients. With influences of Creole, Asian, and upscale Southern cuisine, the Dickinson Avenue Public House offers a seasonally rotating menu and a full-service bar with rotating craft brews on tap. Come to the intersection of 8th and Dickinson and enjoy $off drafts on Tuesday, half-price flights on Wednesday, half-price wine bottles on Thursday, and $1 oysters Tuesday through Friday from 5:30 to 7. For more details, check out their website at daphousenc.com.
I'm Donald Stocks, owner of PIP Marketing Signs Print. We are your one-stop shop for just about anything printed. If we're not your go-to printer, please give us a call at 355-1636. We have over 80 5-star Google reviews and want you to be our next more than satisfied and well-pleased customer. Check us out at growatpip.com or stop in to see us at 3185 Mosley Drive in Greenville. PIP, where business goes to grow.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 at 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Quality Equipment is your full-service John Deere dealer with 28 locations to serve you. Quality Equipment is open in Winterville next to Sam's Club, or you can visit qualityequip.com to find the location near you. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
All righty, back with you. Pirate Radio Live here on a Tuesday, Hour 3. That means Bryce Williams is here.
I'm here.
Can we get a little...
I saw the light, I was baptized by the fire in your touch and the flame in your eyes. I'm born to love again, I'm a brand new man.
If you need a smile, just listen to that.
Yeah?
You know, that just
puts a smile on your face.
Brings me joy.
Bryce, the Pirates and the Bearcats will go at it Friday night, 8 o'clock on ESPN2.
Mm-hmm.
Pirates' second straight Friday night road game on the Deuce. They won the first one, 27-24 over BYU. What time is the Houston game next week?
TBA.
Have you heard?
Oh, yeah, there was like a...
Have you heard the scuttlebutt about it?
Yeah, from, of course I saw it from y'all. It was like a, what'd you say, 6-panel or something weird. There's just different.
Oh, a 6-day window as far as when they're going to announce the time.
And it was a few options.
So one of the options is 11 a.m.
What?
Our time.
No.
Too early for a football game?
Yeah, that's why.
Well, because that's the first window of games on ESPN2, and if East Carolina beats Cincinnati, ESPN wants them in an important game on their main channels. Now, if ECU loses to Cincinnati, it's likely going to be an ESPN Plus game, which we can pick our own time. So it would be better for the fans. But if the Pirates win, it's likely going to be either 11 or there was a 4 o'clock ESPNU, which is a much better kickoff time.
If we win, I'd much rather take an 11. I mean, if that's the case, then by all means, I'd be up for a win and have a bunch of brass monkeys. It's tailgate.
Brass monkeys, what are those exactly?
Well, I learned that from my old buddy Shane. Those would be orange juice and a beer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, mixed together. Almost like a mimosa, but a beer.
Beastie Boys had a song called Brass Monkey. Bryce, your mustache is not going unnoticed. I just want you to know that.
Perfect. Thanks, man. I was about to cut it, and I'm like, man, you know what? I'm going to ride it out. We're about to go on a hunting trip this weekend. And I said, you know what? Maybe it'll bring me good luck. So I'm going to ride it out. Depending on how it looks, maybe Sunday. I mean, it maybe just haven't given it a chance,
Yeah. You got it's one of those things that when I get one too, it's tough to look at.
Yeah, I always forget I have it. I'm like, do I look like an idiot? But no one's said anything.
Nobody's going to call you an idiot.
Anna hasn't commented negative on it, or maybe she just...
Has she said anything positive about it?
No.
Yeah, I think it's like she's just going to put the ball in your court.
Yeah.
Kind of like, Bryce, you know what you need to do with that, but I'm not going to say it.
Yeah.
You got good length. You don't have a lot of fill.
That's right. Yeah. Anna's like, here, let me just put some whatever she put.
Yeah.
It wasn't mascara, but it was this other
kind of fill.
Yeah, and it looked pretty cool. So maybe I might need to keep one of those in the pocket, whatever she put on my lip. Yeah. Especially if I go like to dinner or something, I can spice it up.
You go into a big work meet, you got a new job, and you're going to talk to the guy, and you're kind of in your truck.
Exactly.
Kind of filling it in.
Man, this guy's legit. He's got a heavy mustache.
This is Tom Selleck over here. Let's hear from Luke Fickell. He is the head football coach at Cincinnati, and coming off a short week because they played on Saturday against Navy. He was asked, being on a short week, does it help that you've seen so much of Holt Nailers? You kind of know what to prepare for. Cut one, Shirley Rhodes.
No, I don't know that that's, I don't know that makes it any different. I mean, for us and for me and maybe for some of the coaches, I mean, yeah, you got maybe a decent grasp, but it's not what we know. It's what those guys in those seats can know and understand. And we've got a lot of guys that haven't played, and on both sides of the ball. But short weeks are always different and difficult. I think sometimes for us, just because we get in such a routine that you got to change some things up. So, it is what it is. But we got to move forward.
So a familiar opponent, but familiar pieces for ECU's side. And Bryce, do you remember that? Like, it's probably the same for you, but playing a non-conference opponent compared to playing, I don't know, who'd y'all always play back then? Marshall and whoever, the team you played every single year. Like UCF, was the prep was the same, obviously, but was it any easier when you play a team that you're so familiar with?
I think for us, it's, not too much difference. I think where it may be a little difficult is really for the coaches and the GAs who actually are really breaking down the film of the opponent. So I think things, maybe a little more difficult for them because they literally give us a cheat sheet and a breakdown of who starts, who, the size of the guys, and they do a good job of breaking it down. So I wouldn't say so much for myself, or I would say as players, it makes it that much more difficult, but more so on the coaches and the GAs and stuff.
And you got so much on your mind about your job and everything. Mm-hmm. Do you even remember a case where, hey, we're playing this team again? I remember that safety. I remember that linebacker. Do you?
Yeah, I remember the numbers and the face and the names and stuff. Yeah, most definitely. Most familiar stuff. For Temple, Matakavich.
Oh yeah,
I think of his name, first name, but he was a familiar guy. And then
Tyler,
Matakavich, him. And then I guess it was number 0. I can't remember his name for Temple. But yeah, several, familiar numbers and names, you recognize through the years.
Luke Fickell said, and kind of compared it to Desmond Ritter about how it seemed like he was there forever. Luke Fickell was kind of asked, half jokingly, are you surprised to still see Holt Nailers at East Carolina after all these years? Cut to.
Obviously, it's the uniqueness of where college football is right now, and he's taking advantage of that. And I guess it's a great thing. We've got some guys. We got a Wilson Huber that's in his 6th year, and some guys that have taken incredible advantage of some extra opportunities to continue to play the game, and maybe even get a couple extra degrees.
All right, I'm going to set up this question Luke Fickell was asked, and then I'm going to ask Bryce Williams the same question and see how he answers it. Luke Fickell was asked, is East Carolina doing anything differently right now during this 3-game winning streak that they weren't doing earlier in the year when they were losing some games? Cut 3.
They've won the close games. They've won in overtime. I mean, game 1 with NC State, I mean, and that could have gone either direction at any point in time. And obviously that's a really good football team as well. So I think that the thing that you're seeing now is they're winning those games at the end, and from the 2 overtime wins, and momentum is a big deal, and they've done a really good job. They've played really well, especially at the end of the year, the last few years. So we know we're going to get a great shot. We know we're going to get what we've seen on film and something a little bit better. And regardless if they're coming off a bye week or not, this has been a unique one for both sides for a few years now.
All right, so he talked very big picture that they're winning games at the end. Well, that happened in the Memphis game and the BYU game. They blew out UCF. One thing he did say that's true: Mike Houston's teams do play their best football at the end of the year. That's been a staple for him. But how about you, Bryce? Is East Carolina doing anything different during this Memphis, UCF, BYU streak that they weren't doing when they were losing to Tulane and to Navy earlier this year?
I would definitely say, just sort of replaying the games that we've already played, and I would say I think we're doing a great job of making plays in tough situations. Long third downs and not much time on the clock. Guys are stepping up. Holton's making good throws when they need to be, or runs and all that. I think definitely. We're just performing really good during these tense moments and making plays. And then I feel like we've been playing pretty clean as far as, penalties and dumb mistakes, and turnovers, from what I'm remembering from the past game. So I think those are the 2 big things we say, we're doing well when, your back's against the wall, and, coming out on top. So that's exciting to know that, this team can perform in those situations.
Well, one word you said there, definitely, it's an easy way to look at it, but turnovers. When the Pirates turn it over, they lose. When they don't, they win. And it's kind of been as simple as that. And taking care of the football is something they have done during this winning streak here. And it's been great to see for East Carolina. All right, they have a main weapon, too, and that is Keaton Mitchell. Luke Fickell gave his thoughts on the Pirates running back.
He's a difference. Why he's leading the league in rushing, and I think the uniqueness is, yes, you can see the big long ones where he can circle the defense because of his electric speed and quickness, to be honest with you. But there's plenty of shots where he hits it right up in the middle. He won on a long one against BYU right through the A gap. So they've got a really good 1-2 punch with him, meaning that he can take it outside and he can make things happen. But he's not afraid to stick it thing up in the middle. And not saying injuries, but I think. With the other guy getting hurt a little bit, puts a little bit more onus on him. And I think, for them, it might even be a better thing, get the hot hand going a little bit more and giving him some more opportunities. So, where everybody would say, hey, they're the team that slings the football. They're also got the leading rusher in the league. So that's what makes them who they are, I think, offensively, and what makes them so good.
All right, a lot of compliments there for Keaton Mitchell, who the Pirates tried to run on 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1 last week. Didn't quite work out, but Keaton can get the tough yards, certainly can get those yards on the outside, turns the corner like nobody we've seen since Chris Johnson around here, and is a main weapon, and kind of pointed out that now and what was the game where he got 29 carries? I think Memphis, maybe, when he got just a ton of work. Rajay out, so you got to feed the man, and they're going to him now, and especially when they're taking away the pass like they did last week. They're not going to let you go to Winstead and CJ. ECU has shown that they will lean on him. They'll rely on Keaton Mitchell to be the bell cow there.
Oh yeah, and one thing that Coach Pickles said, feed the hot hand. Keaton's obviously a well-conditioned, athlete, so it's probably going to take a lot for him to really get worn down and out of breath. So if he's hot, keep him going until he kind of wants to pull himself out for a breather. So obviously he breaks one for 50. He might want a little break after that, but it is good knowing that we have Keaton out there, and he can make the big plays. And they've shown us if they stop the pass, then we'll just run it down your throat and make yards there and try to keep the defense honest.
Football pet peeve. RG3 tweeted about this the other day. I don't necessarily remember it happened with Keaton, so this is not like an ECU thing. This is a football as a whole thing. When Keaton Mitchell has a 65-yard run and gets it to the 24, next play, if he's still in the game, maybe go play action or so. Don't give the ball to him again and have him get 1 yard. RG3 tweeted the other day when a quarterback has a long run. I don't know if he was talking about Justin Fields or who, and runs for 40 yards. Have an easy run play or something for him next to catch his breath instead of maybe like a rollout pass or something. Have a little bit of awareness on what just happened the play before.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because you especially those long runs, I never really broke one for too long a yardage, but I would even get winded after 20, 15-yard runs or whatever it may be.
Pull up the tape from the end of the Florida game, where they kept throwing to Bryce every play on the last drive, and you were like, we could see you dying on TV.
That was, which it was great. I was in the zone, ready to go, and then, I've probably said it before, but I was definitely tired, but I wasn't going to come out of that game or nothing. I was going to go till I passed out, and I got tackled, and JT helps me up, and I'm laying on my back, breathing hard. I asked JT if he was okay. And,
you okay, bud?
And that was funny. That just shows kind of.
And of course, that's at the end of the game, 2-minute drill. Like you gotta go. It doesn't matter.
Oh yeah,
you just gotta go.
Yeah, I mean, thank goodness we were well conditioned, so that definitely I think played a role that game.
But man, you were exhausted, and they kept feeding you, and and it was. Y'all should have won that game.
Oh, God, that one hurt.
Yep, should have won that game. Stat to consider. UB stat sheet, East Carolina +6 turnover margin. Puts them in like the top fifth of the country, tied for 26th. How was your turnover margin when Lincoln Riley was here, Bryce? Do you remember?
We won a bunch of games. I think did fairly well as far as not turning the ball over.
Because this is a pretty insane stat. USC has turned the ball over twice this year.
Jeez.
They have forced 18 for a nation-leading +16 turnover margin.
Wow.
But one interception, one fumble all year for Southern Cal.
Wow.
That is crazy. That's impressive.
That's good football.
Yep. And, again, 18 forced turnovers for the Trojans. Wild score on Saturday. I tweeted this one out and said basketball season started a little early because SMU rolled up 77 points on Houston. Houston scored 63 themselves, 77 to 63. So this was just from the Luke Fickell press conference. It has nothing to do with East Carolina, nothing to do with anything. I just found it interesting that a coach was being asked about a score where he wasn't involved in. Here was Luke Fickell, his response to, did you see SMU put up 77 points on Houston?
I did go home and watch a little bit of football, and I saw a score come across the bottom at halftime. It was like 55 to 30-some, and I swore it had to be a misprint. I did not know it was a football game. And then obviously I didn't pay much attention, then saw the final score like 77 to 63, 10 touchdowns for Mordecai, and I don't know how many Toon had, 8 or 7 or whatever. But
Mordecai had 10 touchdowns, 9 incompletions.
So it's crazy. I'm not exactly sure. At some point in time, we will watch that just to see how that went. But there's a lot of things that go on in college football that amaze me, and I think that's what you see, that week in and week out, there isn't that much of a discrepancy between a lot of these teams, and I mean that. And so, who's got the hot hand, who's playing well, who continues to grow, what guys can keep their teams, all kind of pointed in the right direction. And, I think obviously that's not a bad football team that can score some points, obviously.
77 to 63. Bryce, you've been in a 70-point game before, and as you witnessed and were a part of that day, like a lot of things have to go right for you to score that many points. And I think about that one, you got a bomb to Trayvon Brown like the second or third play of the game to get it rolling.
Yeah.
Zeke had kind of a back-breaking pick six right at the start of the third quarter that I remember. And then one of the most hilarious, and you scored right before halftime. I don't know if that was the one to Bishop or Zay Jones, but right before halftime you guys scored. And then you had a 3rd and 26, something like that. And it's one of those plays where you just play it safe and you run a little draw to Breon Allen, and nobody touches him. And he just runs for a touchdown.
Oh, yeah.
I guess credit y'all's blocking, but...
we're going towards the Murphy Center?
Yeah. 3rd and 26. Everybody know what play's coming, and just scoots it. So when you score 70 or 77 in this case, like everything's got to pretty much go right.
Yeah, you're clicking. Everything's doing well. I don't know what the turnovers were in that game, but that's a pretty good score. You're typically gonna win a game, scoring 77 points, I'd say.
Yeah, and they scored every time they touched the ball. SMU did, and it was pretty impressive there on Saturday. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll have more Pirate football talk, Pirate Radio Outdoors, and more with Bryce Williams here, hour number 3, on a Tuesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles for my friends at Ed Watkins Marine. I've known Ed personally for years, covering his winning performances on the football field and on NASCAR's pit road. Now Ed is winning on the water, and you get to win too. You win with awesome prices on boats from Ed Watkins Marine, and of course, great service after the sale. If you're looking for a new boat, contact Ed Watkins Marine today. They will deliver anywhere. Find them online at edwatkinsmarine.com and tell them The Voice sent you.
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
Here today with Kyle Gaines from Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. What's new?
So this is the best time to buy. We have no payments for 90 days when you finance with us. Also 2.9% financing for 72 months on the all-new 22 Jeep Wagoneer. And don't forget, you can sit down with me, custom order your next vehicle, and save time and money. Don't have a Christmas idea? We have you covered with buy 3 tires, get the 4th one for $1. And don't forget, drive a little, save a lot. Located in Washington, North Carolina. And also check us out on the web at WashingtonChryslerDodgeJeepRam.com.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Holt Nailers, and when it comes to getting your family together, there's no better place than Familia, which is Italian for family. Familia is the place I like to bring my football family, especially my offensive linemen. Whether it's great New York style pizzas, homemade meatballs, lasagna, chicken parmesan, or delicious homemade desserts, Familia is a winning play every time. For dine-in or takeout, make Familia your go-to play when you have a hungry team. Familia on Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College. Go Pirates!
Dear past, present, and future football watchers, you know why we're here. The football season is back! Woo! That means those pregame barbecues with an ice-cold Pepsi? Totally back. Your perfectly placed football watching corner seat back and comfy as ever. 18 Sundays of touchdown scoring, Hail Mary throwing, ice-cold Pepsi flowing football action. You better believe it's back. And since that's too amazing to miss a single second's worth, Pepsi is officially giving you permission to always put football first. And when we say always, we mean always. Like when your lawn is looking less like a lawn and more like a jungle. If the game's on, then the lawnmower ain't. And those gutters you haven't cleaned, today is not their day. Or maybe those in-laws are back in town. Well, better hope they're football fans because your Sunday is completely booked. Long story short, crack open a Pepsi and don't let anything get between you and your football watching. With love, Pepsi, made for football watching. That's what I like.
Hey, Ellerbe, have you tried our new menu at Clean Eats? I was planning on going there today. Tell me what's new. First of all, you're going to love our new Melts. A Melts is a quesadilla folded over like a sandwich full of things like beef and queso and chicken parm. Scott, tell me you got more. Man, I do. We have pretzel bites with queso, our fabulous meat and taters wrap, and we even have Clean Eats mac and cheese, complete with beef or chicken on top. It all sounds awesome. I'm going to head over there now. Fantastic. I hope to see everybody at Clean Eats, 805 Red Banks Road, Arlington Village.
I'm Michael Vaughn with East Coast Grading and Utilities. Many of you know my dad, David Vaughn, and his work in putting in subdivisions all over Pirate Nation. But East Coast Grading and Utilities is not just for those type of big jobs. We're here for the homeowners. Whether it's concrete, driveways, hauling rock, or sand, whatever you need, East Coast Grading and Utilities can get the job done. Call us at 252-531-7494 or check us out on Facebook at East Coast Grading and Utilities.
This is Coach Gary Overton, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. At Angel Oak, they continue to make customer service a number one priority. A local mortgage advisor is the key to your transaction success. The combination of their local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for every financial situation. For more information, call Talbot Green, Braxton Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip.
Back with you here on Pirate Radio Live. We sent our guy Chan Man out with the big dog Glenn Griffin, get a little football practice audio in, and also surely some hoops as they'll be in Minges tonight. East Carolina taking on Mercer, the Bears of Mercer, a 1.5 point favorite over the Pirates tonight. And the only thing I can tell you about Mercer is they beat Duke in the NCAA tournament one year. What year was that? Mercer.
I always played a joke called Mercer.
Was it?
Don't want to get to Mercer.
2016? 2017? Something like that?
2014.
Oh, it was okay. It was longer than that.
A long time ago.
Yep. March 21st, 2014. Bryce, where is Mercer located? What state?
I'm going to go.
I'll give you a hint. They're in the...
It's in the Midwest?
Are they in the SoCon? Let's see. So I believe they're in the Southern Conference, but let me make sure. Yeah, they're in the Southern Conference. So there's
Does
a clue.
that even mean anything these days?
This does, yes.
Okay. I'm going to go Mercer.
Good question, but yes, it does.
Can I get, I guess the Southern Conference is my region. I'm going to go for lucky guess, and they're in Georgia.
That would be correct.
Oh, man.
My clue was going to be they're in a city called Macon. Macon, Georgia. You familiar with that?
It sounds somewhat familiar, but not really.
I've been to Macon, Georgia before.
Shirley, wasn't there like a minor league, was it hockey team? Billy Weaver always talks about this. The Macon Whoopie. Did I make that up?
I have no idea. I was thinking Macon Bacons, but...
There you go.
Oh, a whoopee is a pelican.
Oh, I never knew that.
Bird.
So it's a play on words, and they have the bird there as a...
I mean, it's a genius name.
Yeah, Macon Whoopie. It's a team in the...
Kind of fun to say.
Oh, a now defunct team. They played until 2001.
Aww.
Bring back the Whoopie.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
That's a hat all of us would wear.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Need that hat. All right, Bryce, let's head... You going to head outside?
We can go outside.
Let's go outside. See what's going on. Pirate Radio Outdoors here on a Tuesday. Boy, it has been hot, but it has cooled off a bit. So what does the temperatures lately mean for what you've been doing outdoors?
Well, I went, deer hunting ideally, and like this time of year, the rut, people, oh man, cooler temperatures, we'll get the does, I guess, receptive, I guess is the term you can call it, aka, I guess, in heat. And normally it needs to cool off before that rut really kicks in, and things like that. So I've been kind of hesitant getting in the woods, but I did go in the woods Thursday because I had a good wind. And I said, well, you never know. Deer got to move, they got to eat. So I was in the woods and was able to see finally a buck in the, while I was hunting, which was nice. Typically all I've seen is like just does. So and he looked like he was seeking. He was on a mission, find a doe. He wasn't a shooter, so I passed him up, but it was good to see a buck in the woods while I was actually hunting, and hopeful for these cooler temperatures to stay on, and that hopefully the rut really gets going, and start seeing a lot more activity on my camera as far as bucks. And but there could be a shooter shooter in the woods. They're just not going by the camera because obviously I'm only covering a small portion of the land. So I'll be ready to get in the woods when it cools off again. And then this weekend, since it was warm, figured, well, let's go fishing. So I went fishing with one of my buddies out in the Pamlico, and started off really slow. And he's a good fisherman, knows his stuff. So we're like, all right, what's going on now? Well, we ended up shooting across the Pamlico on the north side, and wind picked up. And it was really windy. It's kind of a pain in the butt to fish and try and position the boat and work a lure and stuff. But we ended up finding this one point where the wind was coming in to the creek, and the current was also in the water was getting pushed in. So around the point, we caught a 2-man limit of trout easily. Ended up catching a 21-inch trout, and then he ended up catching 2 slot redfish. So ended the day on a good note, and it's amazing how just it can flip a switch and the bite gets hot. So I was able to be in the woods and the water, and then looking forward to this weekend that I hope I can share a story with next Tuesday.
I've probably asked you this before, but I've learned more about fishing and talking to you, and you're out there targeting a certain kind of fish, right? So how often do you target? You're targeting one type of fish and you reel it in and it's something completely different.
It pretty much will happen, once on a trip. The lures we use will, attract, your redfish, your flounder, and then obviously mainly your trout. Typically a trout's not really gonna bite something like a spoon. I've never had a trout eat a spoon, or like kind of I guess you could call it spinner bait that you can use for redfish and things like that. But it happens, pretty often.
That's kind of fascinating, though, that there's been so much, I guess, trial and error over these decades and centuries that now they know what each fish
for sure
wants and tastes.
Most definitely. I forgot about striper. Catch striper on a mirror lure. I don't know really what it is about trout really honing in on, trout and redfish pretty much will eat the same thing, and rock or striper. Top water, all three will eat. I've had a flounder sky up and eat top water.
So have you ever been like, wow, that's shocking that this is on the other end of this hook, right? Or
no, not so much.
Really?
You're obviously wanting to catch trout, and if you catch a 23-inch redfish, it's still fun, but you're like,
so that's the luck. You're in it for skill. Is that what you're saying?
No, not so much skill, because you're not sure. You're fishing in the same areas where you think trout will be, honing in on. Like for instance, my aunt and his grandpa, they went fishing this weekend, and he just had a little jig head trout fishing, probably about a 4-inch size bait, and they ended up catching, I'm assuming it was a 40-inch drum on a trout rod.
Okay.
You hone in on certain, tactics and areas of the water to try and get your fish. But majority of them all hang out in the same area. But normally, like if you're catching trout, they'll normally be schooled up. Maybe the redfish, we end up catching 2 redfish off that point. But typically where they're schooled up, that's where you're going to catch. But it's just a matter of hunting them down. But you don't want to catch a bluefish. Those are aggravating.
Okay. Don't want to catch a bluefish.
Unless you're kingfishing.
Alex, I'm proud of myself. I remembered what you reminded me of before I saw that you reminded me of it. And we'll get to that in a moment. John is asking, has Bryce ever done any swan hunting? Oh, those beautiful creatures.
So it's funny he asked that, because I did get a swan permit to hunt one this year. You only get one. You have to draw for it. So it'd be me, my buddy Hunter, and then Jay. Maybe one more person. So
your buddy Hunter, huh?
Yeah.
What a name.
So I actually will be going on some swan hunts this year, so to hopefully get one. So
where do you go for that?
I think we're going somewhere in Pamlico County or Hyde County.
All right, so that's a good question, though. Like, well, we've talked turkey, we've talked duck, obviously, swan. What other species of birds, like, have you hunted or can you hunt?
We said turkey already, swan.
Are there any others out there?
Yeah, between your ducks, you can hunt crows. It's kind of a maybe so.
What's a peasant? Pheasant? A pheasant.
A pheasant.
I'm a peasant. What's a pheasant?
A pheasant. They're obviously more in like the Midwest out there, but they're very beautiful bird.
Are they huntable?
They're pretty much a really athletic chicken with more color to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you eat them, right?
Oh yeah, I've never had pheasant, but they're really good. I'd like to go on a pheasant hunt. You know what? South Dakota, is a really popular spot or state that. Let's see, that's a good grouse.
Quail. How about a quail?
Never been quail hunting. You got grouse.
That is a weird looking thing. It's like a colorful turkey or something. Like
another
chicken?
Really athletic chicken.
Really athletic chicken.
There's like woodcocks you can hunt. There's a pheasant.
Quail.
Snipe.
Do you eat that?
Yeah. As far as I'm going, I've never have.
Turkey. There's your woodcock. Okay.
So I mean, there's a lot more birds I haven't shot yet, but I've got to get my quantities up on some waterfowl maybe before I start exploring.
And Bryce, you need to talk to somebody with more knowledge than me, but I think the seagull population is out of control. If we could get you out on the beach to take out some of them.
It's like illegal to shoot them things, which is crazy. I'm like, why do I mean they clean up, and I guess they're kind of like the vulture of the beach.
They clean up the beach from everything people leave out there.
Yeah, people leave up, and then
the problem is they clean it up while you're trying to eat.
Exactly. No lie. This was actually this weekend. We were out in the creek, and this seagull flew over. And I was fishing, and then sure enough, he crapped in the air and landed just a foot off the boat. I mean, like in front of me. So he almost crapped on me, and I swear he did it out of spite.
Yeah.
You don't just crap randomly like over a boat.
And he's like, "Hi, y'all can't shoot me."
Yeah.
Which you could, but it would be.
I wouldn't.
You'd get arrested and go to jail.
If someone caught you. And, that's why you don't post those pictures.
He's taunting.
Just kidding.
A taunting seagull.
Yeah.
Tyler says, does Bryce have any spots in Forsyth or Davie County to fish?
Well, I'm from Davidson County. The best thing I could tell you would be High Rock. High Rock Lake or the Yadkin River.
The Yadkin River. All right, this is what I reminded myself of. I got this from two people this week. Terrible Maps on Twitter put up the use of dang in the United States. It's a heat map, and surprisingly,
Pitt County ain't even in there.
So Pitt County is in the yellow, but what I find interesting is, because Bryce is raising the Pitt County score, but point on the map where you grew up, Bryce.
I grew up
clearly right in the middle of the red.
Deep red.
So it got you good.
Yeah, dang got me.
And now you're bringing it over to here to the folks on the east side.
I'm trying to start a new trend.
Dang is very prevalent in western North Carolina, southern North Carolina, throughout South Carolina, Georgia, Bama, Mississippi, Tennessee. What's that, Arkansas?
I think it's Arkansas.
Northern Louisiana.
Northern, yeah.
Just about all of Oklahoma and the north half of Texas.
I wonder who did those polls.
Yeah, this is probably fake, but nobody in Maine or California is saying dang.
What about daggone?
I haven't seen that poll.
What if we could find that poll somewhere? Daggone.
Nobody.
It might just be up a street address.
One tiny burgundy dot. All right, there. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. More to go. Pirate Radio Live here on. We never got to this point of the music of the Pirate Radio Outdoors music.
That was a little, lazy river.
Yeah. Okay.
Just chilling.
This
the fish aren't biting, but you don't really care kind of music.
This music right here?
No. It was what was playing earlier.
Oh, I kind of forgot. I couldn't even notice.
You were so much in the zone.
I was going to say, this music could go along like after you kill a deer. It's like a celebration dance.
So when you're out there hunting, obviously you don't have music playing, right?
No.
What's do you have any fishing music to get you in the mood?
So I used to. Now I just need to be on a boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. You're on a
Calm
you're on
day.
a boat.
This is lazy river.
It's just a lazy
nice.
river. Fish aren't biting. You don't care.
Just chilling, you
got
drinking beer or
nothing to do all day but sit here and wait
hang
for the
out.
fish to bite.
If you had music playing, would those vibrations affect the fishing?
I used to actually
Great
have
question
a little.
by me.
Yeah, it was a good question. So I used to be kind of a more music playing guy, not loud, but just subtle background noise. With my buddy I fish with, he's like I said, he is in on it. I mean, he is fanatic, and we went fishing on my boat one day, and I turned the music up. I probably had if it was a 10 scale, it's probably on like a 5. And he said, "What the heck are you doing? Turn that off." We're trying to fish.
All right.
And so honestly, now when I'm fishing, I do not play music. I don't anymore. So I guess it's more stealth.
Yeah.
When you're coming up to the point where you're fishing, you're not gonna drive 50 yards, because obviously you can cast. So I cut the motor off probably a good 100 before I get to the point.
Right.
Get to the point, and then control the motor in there. It's all about stealth.
And then even on top of the water, you gotta be quiet.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right.
Sound travel. It's funny because you're on the boat. A boat will be like 300 yards away, and no lie, you can hear them talking. Like sound travels
on the water.
Super. Yeah, it's crazy. So you try
science.
You try not to talk crap about other people. You're like, what the heck?
See that boat over there? They don't know what they're doing over there.
No, that reel's up.
Hey, we can hear you, buddy. Screw you. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. More to go after this.
Here today with Jeff Stein from Brown & Wood. Jeff, how's the service department?
Service is going great. Like I told you before, 2022 is the year of the customer. We've been voted #1 dealership in Greenville for 3 years in a row, and there's a reason why. For service, we still offer free pickup and drop-off, so we're trying to make it super convenient for the customer. And right now, our customers are repairing their vehicles more than ever.
How can people make a service appointment?
They can go to brownwood.net or dial 355-6080.
What a perfect time to be in Greenville, North Carolina. ECU football is going back to a bowl game. ECU basketball is getting cranked up. And Greenville's newest sports bar is officially open. Coco Sports Bar, located in the Big Lots Shopping Center right off of Greenville Boulevard, has the largest variety of delicious food, including burgers, quesadillas, Philly cheesesteak egg rolls, chicken and waffles, and of course, the best wings in town. Check out Coco Sports Bar on Facebook for the latest information on menu items, drink and lunch specials, and more. Open 7 days a week. Go Pirates!
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Holton Ehlers for my friends at ArcPoint Labs. Just as I trust my teammates, you can trust ArcPoint Labs to give you quick and accurate results for your laboratory testing needs. ArcPoint Labs provides insights and solutions to enable individuals, businesses, and communities to make informed decisions on their health, safety, and well-being. Visit any of the 6 Eastern North Carolina ArcPoint Labs locations or go to arcpointlabs.com. Go Pirates!
Hello, Eastern North Carolina. If you're looking for a great place to work with competitive pay and a multitude of advancement opportunities, Pitt County Schools is hiring. We employ over 3,500 people, and we're one of the largest employers in our community and region. Pitt County Schools is currently seeking teachers, bus drivers, school nutrition personnel, facility staff, custodians, clerical staff, and more. We offer advanced leadership opportunities for our educators and competitive pay for our skilled labor force. Come work for a diverse, thriving school system and be an important part of ensuring success for the students of Pitt County who are the future of Eastern North Carolina. To fill out an application, visit our website today at pittschools.org. That's pittschools.org. And remember, education is truly a team effort. Pitt County Schools. Live and lead.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville, do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers.
This is Braxton Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. If you're looking to purchase a home, it is still a great time, and being pre-qualified before you begin shopping is an advantage. At Angel Oak, we offer a wide variety of programs ranging from conventional, government, and portfolio loans that can fit most financial situations. To get started, contact our experienced team of Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, Wanda Hager, or myself, Braxton Green, at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250, Equal Housing Lender.
All anniversaries are special, but because it's Bostic Sugg Furniture's 85th anniversary extravaganza, we packed a lot into our big extravaganza with not one, not two, but 3 ways to save. Extra 10% off, plus $19.37 local delivery, plus 6 months special financing on all in-stock and custom orders. Change your mattress, change your life, and get 48 months special financing during the big 85th anniversary extravaganza on now at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
This is Brian Bailey, host of The Brian Bailey Show, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, and get rid of unwanted hair? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar Medi Spa on Red Banks Road in Greenville. Free consultations available by calling 752-1406 or visiting beautybarmedispa.com. Enjoy your visit. Love your transformation. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live. Shirley, you ever wonder why all the pins in the Pirate Radio building never have a clip on them?
Yeah, it's because you break them.
Oh, okay.
Because there's only one clip around here.
Thank you, Bryce. That was Bryce's joke. I'll give him credit for that. But I don't even notice I'm doing these things, and Bryce during the break's like, "Hey, you break the clip off your pen there."
I think it's like a nervous habit you have.
Yeah, I do.
Because I'm the same way. Yeah. But what I do is I do a lot of this.
I do that too.
The clicking of either
too.
a click or taking the cap off and putting it right back on.
Folks
it's
out
just
there
a
listening,
nervous habit.
What are your nervous ticks? What are your nervous habits? Mine are certainly I'll click a pin like this. I'll do what Shirley did, cap on, cap off.
But the clip thing drives me
it would
nuts.
too. It would drive me crazy.
Does it? Yes, because I will grab a pin, and if it's not broken off, it's sticking out like in an L.
Oh, yeah, because they'll twirl it. Or
yes.
Those are the bigs.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it digs into the joint, but the skin between my thumb and my pointer finger.
Yeah.
And it drives me crazy. And I'm like, Clip, why do you...
No, you don't. You don't say anything.
Actually, I don't ever say anything to him about it.
And I appreciate that, but also I'm going to try to be better about that.
What's another difference?
The problem is I don't know I'm doing it, but I'm going to try to be better, okay?
No, it's just, most of the time I can tell when Cliff has been messing with the pins because either it's broken off or it's bent in like a really odd shape. And so what I'll do is like this particular pin, he hasn't touched because I still have my little piece here. And what I do is I hide this pin.
See, that one I don't think I would take off. That is
No, because the cap comes off.
Yeah, I wouldn't mess with that.
Right, but if it was one of those pins like the one you have up there, I hide them to keep him from breaking mine off.
The more I think, like we talk about it, the more I feel like a psychopath,
No, because I don't break anything, so to speak, but I do have a nervous tick, so... And I do it with people sitting around me. Sometimes I'll have my foot on you know what I'm talking about, the little leg right here underneath our table.
Yep.
And I have this thing where I cannot sit still.
Yep.
So even if I'm sitting still, my right leg is bouncing up and down, which causes the monitors to bounce, which messes with the camera. So
Restless
Chandler,
yeah,
Chandler gets on me about that.
John says I'm a leg rattler. I am as well.
I don't do it in my sleep. It's just when I'm sitting still here during the day. My leg has to be some part of me has to be in motion.
Bryce, what are your
Probably picking my finger.
Yeah. I do that.
Is it my finger skin? I don't know what that
I do that too. Yeah.
Finger skin is.
I know. It's gross.
It's a bad habit, but I've never been able to break it.
Yeah.
It's an anxiety thing for me.
This is gross, but if I have a bite or a scratch or something, I don't know why, but I got to pick that scab. I got
scab picker?
Yep.
I mean, it sounds like something a child would do, but I still do it, and I like to scratch it, and I don't know. It's a weird thing, man. I feel
that's
like
why I
I'm
have that
talking to
gnarly
my
scar on my leg.
psychiatrist or something.
You know that gnarly scar I have on my leg for where
Yeah.
I got bitten by a dog?
Yeah.
And part of it is because the disfigurement is because I kept picking at the scab.
There's a lot of days around here where I'll walk out and Chandler will be like, dude, you're bleeding down your entire leg. And I don't even notice it because I've been like scratching my leg.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we're all nut jobs, people. It's just a matter of how much can you control it.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like they say in the South, we don't hide our crazy. We put it out on the porch and hand it a glass of sweet tea.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I like it.
In an old rocking chair.
And a roll rocking chair. We parade our crazy around. Yeah.
So there you go. Bryce, any other weird stuff you do we should know about?
A lot of it. Don't ask Anna.
It's scary to talk about, right?
Don't ask Anna. Most of the time I'm loud.
I would love to have Anna on the show, and we could do the newlywed game again, Shirley, but we'll do it like for real with Bryce.
Yeah, we could do that.
Bryce would not allow that to happen, probably.
I would, yeah.
But that would be fantastic.
She needs to do it. Yeah, I mean, we need, I guess, either a call in or however it needs to be.
Name one habit of Bryce's that really drives you up a wall.
And then we'd ask Bryce what you think she'd say, then we ask her.
Yep.
And it would be something different, and you'd be like, that bothers you that much? Like, basically, it starts a fight, and then...
Yeah.
Which is the whole point of the game.
Yeah.
We can try. Yeah, I'd be down for it. I can, I'll talk with her.
Or maybe we could just... we don't even have to really have her on. We could just get her answers to the questions.
Yes.
It'd be great if we had her on, but if it'd be easier, I could give her a questionnaire. She could fill out the answers.
Yeah,
and we
that
could do
works.
it that
Yeah, I
way.
won't even read the questions. I'll just fold it, put it in an envelope, and say, fill this out.
Oh, I look. If I know one man of integrity, it's Bryce Williams.
me.
Yeah. No questions asked. I know that.
I'm a man of my word.
I was thinking more we could like email her or something, but if you'd like to hand it to her.
Yeah, hand it to her.
You could.
And I'll just sit there and stare at it. What is she not
What
like
is she
about me?
saying?
I'm just thinking, what's the conversation going to be like after the game and everybody has gone home?
And then.
And you're riding back in the car.
Yeah.
And
That's
that
a
conversation.
quiet ride.
Yeah.
Quiet ride. And it goes about 15 minutes, Shirley, with no talking, and then finally somebody cracks is like, so that bothers you that much, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe we
And
should
then-
do this.
Yeah,
and then, you know, Anna walks in the house and Bryce comes in after, and I didn't know you were going to, I didn't know that bothered you that much. And then she's going to turn around and give you the death stare.
You want,
You'd
you
be
want
like-
anything to drink? No, I'm going to bed.
I'll just crash on the couch then.
We're going to ruin a marriage here at Pirate Radio and laugh along the way. We are sick people, Shirley.
Well, we did say we
A bunch of
don't
pin,
hide our crazy.
A bunch of pin-breaking sickos around here at Pirate Radio. All right, good segment. Let's take a break. We'll come back and wrap it up when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this.
There's nothing more important than protecting your family. Fire ants can cause painful allergic reactions and even death. Protect your loved ones at home where you should feel the safest. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com to learn of our once-a-year treatment to guarantee you stay fire ant free. Tested and proven effective by your Eastern North Carolina exterminating professionals at Pest Tech of Greenville. Mention the crying baby for an extra 10% off.
My name is Gary Weaver. I'm running for sheriff of Pitt County because I'm tired of seeing our community destroyed by illegal drugs. As sheriff, I will use an aggressive two-pronged strategy. First, I will recruit the best and the brightest to work the streets to curb the sale of narcotics. Second, I will crack down on gangs and suppliers pushing methamphetamine, heroin, and fentanyl into our county. Just being good isn't good enough. We have to be the best. As sheriff, I won't stop until our county is safe from drugs. Vote Gary Weaver for Pitt County Sheriff.
Paid for by the committee to elect Gary Weaver Sheriff.
With over 30 locations across North Carolina and southeastern Virginia, Quality Equipment is your local John Deere dealer, where you'll find everything you need for your next project. Our complete lineup of John Deere lawn and garden, agricultural, and commercial worksite equipment comes with years of experience, expertise, and dedication. We know what it takes to get it done right. Stop by today or visit us online at qualityequip.com.
So, how does short points work?
Well, like Jersey Mike's, 6 regular number 13s plus 3 giant number 7s equals a free regular number 13. So, Pepsi and Lay's now earn more points towards free subs.
That adds up.
Exactly. Download the Jersey Mike's app and earn rewards towards free subs with every sub, Pepsi, and Lay's you purchase.
So, how does short points work?
Well, like Jersey Mike's, 6 regular number 13s plus 3 giant number 7s equals a free regular number 13. So, Pepsi and Lay's now earn more points towards free subs.
That adds up.
Exactly. Download the Jersey Mike's app and earn rewards towards free subs with every sub, Pepsi, and Lay's you purchase.
Did you know time spent outdoors can help improve your children's health and bring balance to their life? The Outdoor Heritage Advisory Council invites you to join the Patch program. This program is for any child under the age of 16 and includes activities like fishing, hunting, and hiking. These are just one of the many ways you can earn the exclusive patches from the Outdoor Heritage Council. For more information on how to sign up and get your adventure started, visit outdoorheritage.nc.gov.
When it comes to hauling dirt, asphalt, or stone, you can trust the pros at First and Goal Hauling Incorporated. They have a fleet of dump trucks ready to get the job done. And best of all, it's owned and operated by ECU football alum Dakota Marshall. When you have a big job and you need it done right, count on First and Goal Hauling, where it's a touchdown every time. Keep up with Dakota Marshall and First and Goal Hauling by following them on Facebook today.
We all have seniors in our life who may need a little extra help with technology. University PC Care's Quick Helps are affordable, in-store, short appointments designed for seniors who may need a little TLC to help with setting up a new computer, help with email or passwords, or help with the latest online scam. They don't need to fear technology anymore. Call 252-558-1280 to schedule an in-store Quick Helps appointment for Greenville or New Bern. Learn more at universitypccare.com.
CD's Grill is open at 111 West Fire Tower Road near Evans Street in Winterville for the best country cooking around. CD's Grill is open for breakfast and lunch 6 days a week and dinner on Fridays. Every Friday night is steak night at CD's Grill. Certified black Angus steaks, hand cut for your desired thickness, CD's famous salad bar, and a delicious Idaho baked potato. Come see and taste for yourself the certified black Angus difference. CD's Grill, 111 West Fire Tower Road near Evans Street in Winterville. CD's Grill.
This is Ryder Giles, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Taking a quick look at your stock market report. The Dow was up 333 points at 33,160. The NASDAQ was up 82 points at 11,059, and the S&P was up 21 points at 3,828. That is your Wells Fargo Advisors stock market report for a personal look into investing. Call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. Now let's head back into the show. Here's Cliff.
All right, it is 7-2 versus 6-3 this weekend. Cincinnati has not lost a home game since 2017. What is the spread, Bryce?
Well, they get 3 points.
Yep, give them 3.
Spread is 7.
6, close. Okay. Well done. What is your prediction?
Man, I think we've got some high scoring stuff there. Spread 7, ECU's winning. I'm going to go 35-30.
All right. A fun one.
I think
in Cincinnati Friday night.
I think it's reasonable.
Bryce, enjoyed it as always, man.
Yep, thank y'all for
Have a
having
good
me.
rest of your week. Have some good hunting this weekend.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you next week. Shirley, we'll see you Wednesday, 3 o'clock for an all-new edition of Pirate Radio Live. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation